Alright, this is Plutonia 2. We just finished playing through Plutonia 1, and I fucking love Plutonia 1, so let's do Plutonia 2. Ultraviolence. Boom. Chamfield Roth is online. Apparently he didn't leave.
Oh, okay.
No, he was just trying to evade Superman, who's being an intelligent Pavera.
Alright, Plutonia 2. First map, 60 monsters. Not bad.
Is there anybody who doesn't love Plutonia 1? Is there anybody on the forum who is sort of,
Oh,
jaded by it?
Yeah, no, there are quite a few apparently, from what I've seen. We were talking about it before, how there always seems to be discussion as to which half of Final Doom is the superior, and
Yeah.
I always get confused as to whether that conversation is brought up, because for me it's pretty clear that Plutonia is the more consistent
Yeah.
slice of Final Doom. So I don't know.
I think it's 50-50 for me, to be perfectly honest. I think the TNT soundtrack has a special place in my heart.
Right.
And we were talking a while ago a little about the music in Plutonia, and it's
I actually
it's
like
it,
that.
it fits.
Yeah, I actually like that Plutonia doesn't have its own custom soundtrack. Apparently, Pavera's back.
A lot of the music actually does fit. Yeah, there's no question about that, because it's just classic Doom, in its vanilla form. But I always thought that if one half of Final Doom was going to have custom music, the other half should as well. That's just something that's kind of, I don't know.
I suppose. I guess I've just naturally sunk into the.
I wonder what kind of music Plutonia would have. Just kind of like maybe tribal elements to it.
I don't
maybe
know.
just,
I think
so much
Steel drums.
jungle.
I think the fact that Plutonia is so much half of Plutonia is just remakes of Doom levels. I kind of think that it fits that it doesn't have its own custom music.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is a map, Tarnsman.
This is quite a good map, actually. I think this is a really nice starter map. It introduces you to a lot of the concepts in Plutonia, and introduces you to the theme, for sure.
It introduces you to vines.
Yes, vines. Vines and jungle. I like this opening track, too.
That's one of mine.
Yeah, you'll have to keep us posted there, Jenny. So, how much, what percentage of it is actually yours?
I did 12 tracks for it. They were just sort of they also just spread, I think, evenly across the WAD. I think about 50% of the order in the soundtrack is down to me.
Oh right, yeah, okay. So you were more than just musical creation; you were music selection as well.
Yeah, I picked some of the I selected the track slots for the Jamie Robertson tracks that he did in 2001 for the project when it was still being worked on back then, and he did some really great music. And I think map 2 of this, the next map, features a Jamie Robertson track, which is probably my favourite.
There's
I
a
think
super shotgun in this level that I'm missing.
I think there's also some Paul Colfiatis and Sam Woodman tracks in this. Not that many compared to as many as I've done, or Jamie Robertson, but
Is Sam Woodman
yeah,
the guy who just plagiarizes everything?
yeah, that's him.
Wow. I can't help whenever I Is there a switch behind that seat? Back there? I'm trying to remember the sequence here. I'm probably wrong. Whenever I hear Paul Corfiatis music, which I actually kind of like, to be honest,
I like a couple of his tracks, yeah.
I can't help but compare the way he composes music to the way he
Makes
creates
levels,
maps. Yeah. It's just a similarity there. You just can't help but notice.
Very methodical. Yeah, I see
Yes,
what
it's
you
really
mean.
methodical. He goes for the same sort of chord progressions most of the time. It's the same sound. Not just the same style, but actually the same sound.
Yeah.
Zaza, I'm very, very tempted to make a custom soundtrack for Plutonia. I'm not sure how it would work though. Would I kind of just do a replacement track for all of the original Doom 1 and Doom 2 tracks that are in there and use the kind of the same order, or would I have a unique track for every level?
Oh, wow, that's Jungle Spirits. I like Jungle Spirits. I know, because I was talking to Tarnsman earlier about how I actually like the fact that some megawatts, typically the older ones, repeat tracks for some maps, then how it's not actually, a ratio of one track, one map sort of thing.
And you know,
which is how it is nowadays.
after discussing that with you, I kind of found that I do like that too, and I'm actually going to do that with the music I use for Doom 2 Redux. Repeat some.
Okay.
I'd like to point out I'm disgusted that the second map has 145 monsters.
It's just...
Oh, I'm afraid you might be disappointed, Tarnsman, because it's quite slaughtery. Plutonia, compared to the original, it's rather ruthless.
I've played
in terms
it
of monster
before,
count.
and I really liked it.
Alright.
When it first came
It's just, coming fresh off the bat of Plutonia, getting some comparisons.
It doesn't feature so much of the kind of smart difficulty that Plutonia 1 did, and it relies more on numbers in terms of monsters rather than placement and usage.
No One in Sight 2 is a map set that right now it's just Zazer, me, and Wraith 777,
who has said that he's not going to do like many maps. I'm pretty sure.
which is fine. Dude, if it ends up being 15 of my maps, that's fine.
I'm not a big fan of Wraith 77's work.
I need to play some more of the Doom 2 the way it did submissions. So I think I've only played Tarnsman so far.
Really? What?
Yeah.
Including when the original 4 came out, when the project was announced.
I've played a few others, but
Wow, that's.
I need to study the whole project more in depth. I think if I've got any hope of unfucking flooded library.
Oh, you have a hope. You have
I'll
a hope.
just
I mean,
shadow
the thing is, what we were discussing before is, as long as you can make it feel like the design you're trying to opt for, then that's okay. And then you just need to work the technicalities in. So yours is actually the stage that it feels like McGee. It just needs to have the technicalities sort of sorted out, and maybe some of them sort of make it less analogous to In My Steps.
Well, that's what I said, remove the water and just make it like, this kind of, boxed-in city area to more help establish the city theme, since it's slotted for, 13?
14, I think.
It's 14 at the moment, and we can always change it to 13. We'll see
Yeah, I think it works better as a 13 to establish a theme, and then bam, Sanctuary at 14.
Right.
Oh, okay.
No, I liked Abyss gameplay-wise, Caesar.
What the hell is it? It's released?
Yeah, he released a totally untested version. It's horribly from Pistol Start. It's basically like playing Barrels of Fun from Pistol Start. You're just fucking swarmed with shit and just like, oh my god, what the hell is this crap? That works. Oh hey, look, it's Plutonia map 9. I approve of Plutonia maps ripping off original Plutonia maps. That just feels very Plutonia to me. Since Plutonia ripped off... It's the cycle of just remaking existing shit that Plutonia started.
We need to go deeper.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't remember this room. I need to play Plutonia 2 again. I think I only played it once.
Yeah, you were just saying that, weren't you?
Yeah, I was just saying.
Does Pavera want to reinvite to the Skype call?
Actually,
He's on Skype, yeah, he resent me on Skype.
but he's listening to the stream.
I don't know.
Oh, he does. Okay. Well, this is excellent news.
Our beardage quantity will rise because even though Alfonso doesn't have it anymore, his picture still had a beard. So the Council of Beards can be reformed.
Oh, hey,
Council
Pavera.
of Beard.
Yes.
The Council of Beards. I decided to come back because I had some sudden inspiration for my programming assignment. So, what better thing to do than program and chat about Plutonia 2?
Yes, exactly.
Which is a fantastic set of maps. It's actually, I really, really like this. Maybe it's probably Doom sacrilege that I've never finished Plutonia, but I've played through this a couple times.
But it's impossible mission to get to.
I played through most of this. I don't think I ever finished it completely, because I never finished Megawatts, because I'm, again, sacrilegious doomer. But I have played this more than I've played Plutonia 1.
I find that really shocking, the number of people who actually don't finish Megawatts.
Looking at you, Essel.
Yeah, Essel doesn't finish them either.
Like, right now, there's a lot of,
I mean, it just goes to show the quality of this set, though, because it really takes a lot for me to like sit down and want to play like an entire Megawad, because I find more fun in uh, like creating maps than I do in playing them. Like, I don't know. I mean, I love playing maps. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not one of those, like, oh, playing maps is for children. No, I really do love Doom, but I love making maps more than I love just like sitting down.
I could probably take that a bit further and saying that I like playing maps, thinking with respect to how they were made or how the creation process.
Oh yeah, that's fun too. And
Yeah,
I've actually come around to enjoying just sitting down and playing Doom more now that I just have like just a shitty laptop rather than like a nice PC where I can, play other games. And it's just led me more down the path of appreciation for just how good Doom is. I don't know. I guess that sounds odd coming from somebody who assumingly knows how to map pretty well. I don't know.
I've started
I
to play a
prefer
lot more.
playing Doom to mapping, because, I mean, I map
Yeah, I think there's...
Okay, maybe I shouldn't put it that way. I would say I get more satisfaction out of creating a map for Doom than I do out of finishing a Megawad, like playing through a Megawad. I love playing Doom. Like I do it all the time. It's one of my things.
But it's like someone mentioned earlier, it might have been Chris, this might have been someone on this channel. Today's Doom community is doing 1% health. There's a Doom community of map making rather than map
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a point that Chris just made that I kind of just repeated in here, I think.
Yeah.
But it is true. And I hate to ever sound pompous or full of myself or anything, but there are some people who should just stick to playing Doom.
I actually would like to discuss that tomorrow in depth more, the mapping versus playing.
Yeah, okay, I'll bring that up.
It's definitely a good topic of convo.
I thought you were going to say which mappers should stick to mapping, Tarnsman.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Skull Island. Doesn't this have two names?
Yeah.
Also,
Emerald Eve. Yeah. We couldn't decide.
Yeah, I like maps with two names.
I like the start to this map. Pretty hectic. Feels funny.
Are there any Doom 2 where it did maps with two names?
Yeah, the Causeway.
The Causeway's going to have one. The intermission name is going to be dedicated to Tarnsman's tyranny and the fact that he just thwarted my attempt to get them at 15. What a dick! No, we're pretty good for doing nothing.
I actually like this track.
I
hate how quiet it is. Like, that's one thing that bugs me, is when tracks in a map set have different volume levels.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Like, I'd really like to see this track with a higher volume level. I don't know why it's so quiet. It feels like mutedly quiet.
It's a Stew Boy track. So he has a different way of composing than I do. I think he uses Sibelius. I use Cakewalk.
Oh wow, I actually use Sibelius. At school, he's doing compositions there.
Yeah.
Is there anybody who's not in school?
I'm not.
Yay, Jimmy.
I'm in school.
Well, I'm not in school, clearly. Fuck's sake.
I'm a dirty college kid. I'm a college boy.
Have you always been bearded, like from birth? No, and like just when you join uni, you just grow a beard. Is that your like response?
No, I've had a beard before. I had a beard in high school.
All right.
I think it was junior year that I finally decided to grow it out. In fact, the only reason I grew it out was because in summer of after junior year, I took a trip to Germany. It was like a week and a half trip to Germany, and the whole time I didn't shave. So when I came back, I was like, "This is interesting. Let me see what I think." And I just grew it out. And man, it did get to Jesus length, nearing the end of senior year. I just never cut it, and it was big. I actually have an old picture of myself. I dressed up as Jesus. I dressed up as Jesus for Halloween in my senior year of high school, and
Wow.
I have a photo taken of me.
You are. This is way too difficult for map 3.
This area is kicking up a toothy, Tarnsman.
Yes.
Right
I was
here
actually.
is the photo.
Oh wow. Thanks for taking that.
I'll link it in IRC too. Here's the photo.
That's quite amazing.
Uh-huh.
Quite excellent.
Yeah, that was I won best costume at the tech center. I was a tech center student, and I also won something at the high school. But apparently there were some offended people that day. I didn't mean to offend anybody. In fact, I was very like nice about it. Like I didn't go around being all like, you know, so I'm Jesus, bitch. You know, I didn't do any stuff like that. I was just being very very polite.
Jeez,
You know,
I guess these people boycotted Jesus Christ Superstar.
Well, one of the people offended was my Spanish teacher, who is
Quite
on
fervent.
the. She's on the she's towards the insane side of religious.
What is there to be offended by?
I don't know. That's what I said, but I was being very polite.
I think it's along the line of the whole graven images thing.
Yeah.
Just,
Thou shalt not take thy sweet Lord's name in vain.
But I mean, extrapolation in religion isn't exactly out the question. So.
thou shalt not dress up as the Lord and Saviour,
Number
or grow
11.
facial hair to imitate his own.
That's strange because when I was in Spain, in the Spanish village there, I typically went around the village in bare feet and long hair and a beard, pretty much exactly like
I really like the architecture in this level.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I think it's actually a bit tight and thin, to be honest, in some places. And
I guess it's just the overall archiness of it.
I'm not sure I do like it all that much, actually. I mean, I like where it's going, but I think we don't know.
It kind of reminds me more of an Alien Vendetta map, to be perfectly honest, than a Plutonia map. One of the things I liked about Plutonia
This map,
was that it always had very simplistic architecture.
Yeah, I always like this map, but it's also kind of tight. I think
Yes.
a lot of the spaces
Yeah.
get caught on bumps and stuff,
Is this
and
a
it kind of goes
Gusta
against
map?
my principles of mapping.
Is this a what map? Sorry, Tom.
Is this a Gusta map? It feels very Gusta.
Yeah.
But
I think-
do you Gusta?
I think Gusta pretty much was the Tarnsman of Plutonia 2, in that he made quite a few maps in a very short space of time to replace some of the older maps that just weren't matching up to the quality of the others.
Oh, so he also fulfilled the third Tarnsman criteria, which is to usurp existing maps. And just like, no, fuck you, I'm making this map. You have to.
Yeah.
I didn't usurp shit. You're like, all these Zodiac maps aren't making it, and I'm like, well...
No. You usurped my non-existent map.
Yeah, that's not a usurping!
Yeah, it is, because a project leader decides.
Okay, well, I simply...
Speaking of Zodiac,
Did he respond yet?
has he
That's
done
not-
anything?
He hasn't. I really want him to respond, because I really want to see the docs get reworked.
So that it can replace mine because you secretly
No,
don't like
no.
it.
So we can go to the map 18 slot. I'm going to do map 18 live.
Oh, okay.
If he's not back by then I'll just end up including my map for it. But I mean, or
Damn
unless
it.
someone else comes. I mean, the other thing to do is just for someone else to take the docs and work with it. That's possible, I guess.
Yeah, but...
Also
and then-
rename it, because it's kind of a shipyard and a dock. It's just the same.
What was the issue with
Does
the
anyone
dogs?
come up with any interesting Map 01 names?
No, I haven't really looked into it, Vera, but the issue with the docs is that it was too homogene, unfortunately, to E4 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The whole Sean Green aspect of it was clearly dedicated towards that. And in a way, you can't really blame him because you don't have much to work off with Sean Green, but at the same time,
Yeah, you do. You have, big, very linear hallways, big architecture.
Yeah,
Light. I mean, you can
Pretty much just do blood falls, but like make it.
No. There's like if you look at E4 M8 and E4 M3 and then blood falls, I'm sure you can find some similarities.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, there's enough material, I think.
Oh no, that auto map. Oh, see, there's some. He included shit outside of the frickin'.
I don't think he did, dude.
Why is it so zoomed out? I hate that. I hate that.
Because there's borders.
Yeah, they're too fat. See, drag the north down a bit.
No,
You can always zoom in on the auto map.
That automat needs some butter.
Yeah, a bit of jam.
Damn it!
No, if you want to talk about including shit to stretch out the auto map, unbaited Vikers.
Yes, you're fucking Zazer-towing us on the way. And it angers me greatly.
I don't apologize for it at all, Alfonso.
You didn't apologize for the human race either. You're basically an all-round antagonist, aren't you, Tom?
You don't apologise very much, Tarnsman.
Son of a bitch!
Goddamn son of a bitch. Fork where a fork don't fit.
Red's back this way.
Women like you are the reason this chicken's late in the first place.
Oh, excellent Stephen Merchant impression. It's from one of his first roles, I'm guessing.
Is it?
Yes, so yeah.
Actually, well, 2000.
No.
No, that's not. I don't need it. Like...
It's only set in the 1980s.
So I wrote a bunch of notes down on a piece of paper, and the damn thing is gone missing.
That's not for tomorrow, is it, Favaro? Because
No. It's for I'm working on a project for
it's your
school.
assignment, right?
And I had an inspiration, and now my inspiration is gone.
Hey, Alfonso,
So this is really-
is Bedlam finished yet?
Shut up.
Is it started yet?
Yes. I'm really
Okay.
fucking trying to complete that thing.
Is there? Could you show me a screenshot?
I can show you a screenshot of the overhead, sure.
Oh,
I've,
sweet.
I've seen a version of it, and it was hilariously untextured because Alfonso can't texture.
No, but then I discovered that you could actually flood fill untextured, and I was so pleased, and I said everything this Star Town, hooray!
I love flood filling textures. It's like one of my pastimes. Sometimes when I'm bored, I just open up a blank map and start flood filling.
Just go
Just have a real
crazy
flood
with
filling
it.
cravings.
Just go crazy. Not really.
Like I said,
I was-
like I said to Tarnsman earlier, Flooded Library is now 95% Brick 7.
It's fun.
Yeah, I saw that. We need more brick, I think.
I'm going out of my way to include some brick. What's the red brick? Is it brick?
Brick 11?
I think it is.
It's brick 13, I think, actually.
I know
Brick
that.
textures. And the bricks and the stone textures. They're probably my favourites in Doom, to be honest, Doom 2.
Other problems with Plutonia 2, other than the fact that this map drags way too long. You're not really.
You might not be a fan of Map 11, Tarnsman.
I love map 11.
Ooh, you lucky bastard, Tarnsman.
Is the fact? No, I was referring to the lack of ammo saturation that.
Yeah, did you ever run out of ammo in Plutonia? I didn't
No.
think so.
You were just loaded with ammo in Plutonia, and you know what? I think that works in Plutonia's case. I mean,
Can I just point out the way that archvile just sort of turned around
Yeah,
in the middle of you punching him?
yeah.
that's just because I'm a lucky son of a bitch.
Lucky son of a bitch.
No.
Oh, you know
yeah.
what?
Goddamn son of a bitch.
I found my notes.
This is most excellent news, bro.
Yeah. So talk about a lucky son of a gun, because I don't curse.
I'm still extremely disappointed that no one here has seen a man-to-man with Dean Lerner. Which is,
I have
seen
not, but
clips of it.
I've always meant to watch that.
Which is an altogether inferior spin-off to Dark Place, but it still has its.
Alfonso, do you perhaps have the
Yes.
have the Dark Place DVD?
I did, and I lost it. For fuck's
Oh
sake.
shit!
I lost it. I bought it in like 2007, and then
I have the Dark Place DVD.
But I saw all the extras, and I think they're all up on YouTube, including
Okay,
Ficasa Illuminata.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually do have the Dark Place DVD, but I live in America, so if I ever want to watch it, I have to like change the region code on my DVD player,
Wait,
No,
wait,
and it's
wait, Pavera, you live in America? No.
yeah. What does that blow your mind?
No.
Do I not sound American to you?
You live in America. Fuck, dude, I can't believe you live. Jesus Christ, my world's shattered.
He's an alien. He's a legal alien. He's an American.
Yes.
He's in America.
I'm an American.
I'm in America.
I live in Maryland.
How are you spelling that? AMU.
There's a K in there.
America.
No, I spell America AMIERICKA.
Fuck.
America. Paverica. I like that. That's a funny one, Caesar.
Wanna live in
Yeah,
America.
he's a funny guy.
I wonder if I should do the Merkin joke.
Yes. It's decided.
If you watch QI, Alfonso, you might know about that one.
I used to watch it quite avidly. So there's quite a few episodes of that thing, so probably not the majority.
The joke goes that George Bush thinks he's a pubic wig because he keeps going, "I'm proud to be American."
Yes, 89 monsters. If I remember correctly, I really like this map.
I like filth. In both senses of the word. I like filth. Actually, in all three senses of the word. Going a bit Dean Lerner here now. I like filth.
I don't know, if you look at the word filth in the dictionary, you probably find it has like 15 different meanings. I have the Oxford, like, full dictionary, the one that requires a magnifying glass to read, and the word set takes up 16 pages with its definitions.
Oh yeah. That was on QI as well, actually. What's the longest defined word in the dictionary? And Alan Davis just goes, "Is it the?" Is it the? Well, no, it's just one word. It has one meaning. Come on, Alan. It's typically the longest defined words are always the shortest and the most kind of ones that you think are insignificant.
Yes. But you can make an entire sentence out of them. But no, what I really like about this map is it visually feels Plutonia. It's not, I think this is the first map in the set that actually feels Plutonia to me. It's got a
I really like the music choice. I like KitchenAid and Taking Names. I feel it isn't really used outside of Doing One that often. When it is, it feels kind of interesting.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know, this is the first map that really feels Plutonia to me. Was this one of the older maps or one of the newer maps?
The first cleaning is, keyboard again.
That is not me. That is not me this time. I swear on my life.
I swear on my Jesus impression.
Really
I think I pulled off a pretty good Jesus.
I think we do.
I can sort of pull off a Jesus. Just, you know, that phrase sounds completely wrong in my head now that I've said it out loud.
Pull off a Jesus. Yes.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Filth.
Oh,
What is it? UAFF?
UAAF.
Fonzo, do you know Charlie Brooker?
Not personally, but I do watch some of his screen wipe sometimes.
No, I've watched quite a lot of him just because he's probably one of my favourite personalities to just come out of the UK at the moment. But
yeah, I think his cynicism is probably I used to like it, but ever since he's become a millionaire, it sort of doesn't work as well. I don't think.
when he was just a reviewer in PC World, yeah. No, he has this phrase, I suppose. I don't know if it's become a thing that he said, but like in real life. But on one of his "You Have Been Watching" episodes, he just goes, "Fuck a Jesus."
Yes, I bore witness to that. I think televised. That was.
This is like a phrase that you would use, you know, when saying goodbye to someone. "Oh, till next time, dude. Fuck a Jesus."
Yes.
I always like how creative foreign swearing is. Like, even when it's in the same language, like, there's just some things that in America, I don't know, it doesn't get that creative.
It's because we're
make
not a
shit up.
creative people.
No, it's
We just like, macaroni and cheese and, biscuits and stuff. And it's just, we like to be fed all the easy stuff. Quote. End quote.
Quote, end quote. Who's the guy who said that he wanted his first words to be quote so that his last words could be end quote? Because I fucking totally behind that.
No, I think that's fucking retarded.
Dude, your entire life is a quote, man.
So what? How do you do that? Because your first word is quote.
Yep.
So that means what your parents have to teach you to say the word quote before they teach you anything else.
Unfortunately, your parents will literally have to just restrict their entire vocabulary to the one word quote.
Yeah.
To ensure that that's exactly what. And then only after the child said it can you go back to talking normally. So that's like a good 18 months out
It's
of your
like
schedule.
the quote. Oh, thank God.
My first word was tweezers.
Is that so?
That's wonderful, Caveira.
I don't know what my
Mitchell's
first word was.
David Mitchell's first word was Hoover.
My first word was daddy, or some variation of that, and it bugged my mom that I said my dad's name first.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what my first word was. That's something worth asking, I think.
Half the time these are first words. I mean, if you take a word like tweezers, or my first word, truck. I mean, it's just... it sounds too close to something like just a baby noise that you might just make, and so the parents just misconstrue it, and they say that was your first word. So Pavera might have just been going, Visa! Or something. And I might have just been going, fuck! Or just a clucking noise, or some other retarded whatever. But no, that's pretty good.
Well, speaking of yelling fuck, I remember a long time ago, when my younger sister, she was maybe 4 or 5, and she had heard the word fuck, and she started using it in her vote. She would just go into the room and just start yelling fuck.
Well, let's be honest, it is an excellent word.
It is.
And it is, but
it's got the.
And everyone would just get so offended. They were like, "How this child is using obscenities?" And she loved it. She was just like, "Oh, this is great. People don't like when I do this, so I'm just gonna keep doing it." And so that was fun.
That was excellent. And Tarnsman just touched upon a truth there. I was thinking about it earlier. Why is the word fuck so excellent? And it's just the perfect word. You build up pressure, right, on the F, right? So there's the aggression right there, and then you can release it through just an expulsion on the vowel U, and then you land on a heavy consonant. It's absolutely perfect, and it's only 4 letters. It's the best word in the English language. Doesn't matter how many words you can learn. That one.
It's like a great analogy for a good storytelling. There's a solid exposition and a rising action, and then there's the climax with the
beginning, middle, and end.
You hit the falling, and the resolution is the.
Mm. That's a wonderful way of looking at it. I haven't looked at it in that depth until now. I've just always thought fuck is a lovely word to say. Not everybody thinks so, but I do.
I fully am behind fuck. It's an awesome.
In fact, I think a committee should be assembled, consisting indeed of swearing consultants who should be able to come up with
I like the mythology behind fuck. The idea that your fornication is sanctioned by the king. It just seems so official. Like, yes, the king has allotted our home. We are sanctified to.
Yeah, wasn't it
to have sex at this house? Fornication under consent of the king, wasn't it? Is that actually that's what it said?
Oh, geez, just the quality of the sex. If the king gave you blessing good me.
Exactly. That's why I like it so much.
Not only am I fucking this girl, but I got the king on it as well.
Right, I've got my my dear ruler on my side. You know, he's behind me. In fact, he's in bed with me right now. He's got the tape recorder and he's filming.
You know, under those circumstances, that's sexual encounter of that kind could demand, and I would be okay with an audience. It'd be perfectly fine. It's been sanctioned by the king. It's like I would rather do private. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
I find my swearing funny because, like, I don't really notice when I do it. It's just like that's a word in my vocabulary and I use it. And but like, whenever I'm in a business environment, I don't swear. But I don't ever think about like not swearing. I just don't do it. But then like the second I get out of a business environment, I swear. So it's like really odd that it's something I don't even have to think about.
I think it's you just train yourself when you're just like in certain circumstances, you know how to act. It's just, we are people, so we have like cognitive abilities and stuff like that, you know.
I actually have to constrain myself. When I'm in I've been in churches before, and I've had to constantly think, don't say hell or damn. I don't swear or anything. Just like I don't shit, fuck, that kind of thing. But I've always had to bear in mind that maybe don't say the H word or the D word when you're in this building, Jimmy, because it's a holy place and they probably won't appreciate it. It's just escaped me a couple of times, unfortunately.
The Green Herring wants us to
embarrassing.
talk about the music for this level, and not about how wonderful swearing.
And not about sexual consent.
I suppose, yes. Okay.
So, have we skipped any Jimmy tracks? Is this a Jimmy track? I can't hear it.
This is the second Jimmy track in Plutonia 2. I can't hear it at the moment myself, though, because I have the stream muted.
I'll mute briefly as well.
So, Tarnsman, I guess it falls to you. What do you think of the track, if you've been listening?
It's good. It doesn't strike me as exceptionally good as your modern stuff, but it does its job.
No, this is back in 2008 when I wrote this. So, a lot of my Plutonia 2 stuff was probably a little bit more rushed than it should have been. I think it was the same thing where we had my track Quicksilver had to be proved right at the very last second. But with Plutonia 2, it was like I had like 3 or 4 tracks outstanding that I hadn't finished like 3 days before the project was due to release. So I kind of rushed them. I put as much effort into making sure they were solid tracks as I possibly could. But there was always that.
2008, is this fairly on in your musical career?
Yeah, I think I released my first tracks in 2008, early 2008 maybe. I think by then I'd kind of built up a catalogue for myself, so that Thomas van der Velden approached me on the forums.
What are you chuckling about?
What Sele just said, that fuck actually started as the final utterance of Caligula after being stabbed by his guards. If that really is the actual start, I think it's just perfect that fuck was first uttered by somebody dying after being stabbed, just like, fuck!
Fuck!
That's amazing. That's the greatest start.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, to the point that the murderer would have stopped and going, hang on, that's a really good word. Where'd you come up with that? It's like, fuck! That's
We should
brilliant.
use that everywhere.
We're at Plutonia
We should kill more people. We should kill more people just so they can utter fuck as their dying word.
You know what? You should establish a murder committee that's committed to killing people in order that they may utter new words as well. It's just this is the way forward.
Anyways,
that's great.
Bavaria, you okay?
Back to talking.
It's just legitimately, humorous to me.
It's a great start to a word, but I was gonna say, back to this track. Yeah, it feels a bit repetitive. If you're saying that you had to pump it out, that's understandable. Especially in the the middle of the track, it kind of gets into a little lull there, where it's just like the same stuff over and over and over again.
I mean, we know that Abigail O'Meara had to pump out tracks super quickly for that project, so we know what sort of boat you were in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Jimmy, speaking of Jimmy tracks, I know that you say that the track you made for Total Exposure was one of your, well, not made for Total Exposure, but chosen for it, was one of your least favorite, or like one of the ones that you just kind of pumped out fast and didn't think much of it. But honestly, it's like it's grown on me to the point of it being one of my favorite tracks in Saturn X. I just think it's so fucking catchy. I don't know. I just wanted to put that out there.
Oh,
I really like it.
That's good, I suppose. That's good.
Well,
It was more a case of it being like I did it over like 4 days and only spent about an hour on it each day. So it was kind of like, oh, I don't know how many ideas I have. I either have too many or too little, you know. And it was kind of just, oh, what do I do here? Can I just put this bit here or this bit here? And it was like, oh, is this track actually going anywhere, or am I just kind of stringing something together just out of thin air?
Well, Jimmy's not a giant fan of Within Reach, so he can go the way of Robert Plant and his dislike of Stairway to Heaven.
So, with Godhead, when you originally started that off, did you intend for it to be one giant suite, or were you composing different songs and you thought about weaving them together after you started?
No, it was always going to be a massive epic of a song. I wasn't originally planning on having it 45 minutes in length, but I was definitely gonna make it big and have several parts to it, like the Symphony X or the Dream Theater songs that are just that length and have you're broken up into movements and all that. The ones that tell a story as well. That was quite important. Just to have, I just sort of scribbled down some ideas, strung them together in a way.
Honestly, I feel like that suite needs to find its own home in some sort of gigantic 45-minute long map or something. Or not necessarily like that, it needs to find some sort of
It needs to be put into, like, a 2-minute map.
You already have Petrichor in perhaps now the Vultures, Tarnsman.
Yes,
that's a 9-minute.
It's a
9-minute track.
song in a map that without monsters can be finished in 38 seconds. I love it.
Oh yeah.
But it fits the map. That's why I grabbed it. I don't care that it's 9 minutes long.
Yeah.
So anyways, back to Gusta being the Tarnsman of this project. He's also the Tarnsman in another way, in that I'm not a big fan of his maps compared to the other ones. I don't know, his maps just don't feel very Plutonia to me. I mean, they're all very architecturally complex, and they have a bunch of monsters in them, and they feel overly long. And while they do have some cool stuff like this, they're also pretty tight in a lot of spots.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you in that I'm not as big a fan of his maps as I feel I should be, because they do make up a lot of the maps in Plutonia too, and I think he's a good mapper. But it's not entirely a Plutonia kind of style.
Yeah.
Just in terms of the architecture and the layouts and things like that.
He's got a teleporting artifact at least.
Yes.
Yeah, there's that, I suppose. Yeah. Pavera, have you found the Dark Place soundtrack on the DVD? That's apparently an Easter egg.
I found the
One Track Lover is just...
I found the extended version of One Track Lover,
which is amazing.
Or the video for it or something, and that's really good. I don't know if I found. See, I only really watched it a couple times because I had to switch my DVD player back to Region 1 because I wanted to watch other movies on it, and apparently you can only do that like 4 or 5 times per the lifespan of the DVD player.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, it's like a built-in thing.
Blame Japan for that one.
Blame Canada while you're at it as well.
Yeah, Canada, fuck them.
They're not even a real country anyway.
Yeah. I know, they think they're all, maple syrup and shit,
303
but
monsters.
We got Coca-Cola, bitch.
Yes, Badger, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, and I'm absolutely pleased.
I'm on track.
Yes, and I love the little Phil Collins
Yeah.
drum riff that they just play, just rip in. Excellent. But Garth Marenghi is actually an excellent actor. He hasn't really
You mean?
Sorry, my God. Did I seriously just say that? Matt Holmes.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Well,
Garth Marenghi is a terrible actor.
acting off the Garth Marenghi is an atrocious actor. Yeah.
Yes.
No. In Man to Dean Line, the entire setup is that the audience is invited into a Dean Lerner's mansionette, 9 million mansionette suite when they sit down and they speak to and witnesses. Dean speaks to guests who are all played by different personas. So, I mean, it's not just a unique setup, but it's done in that particularly dry style that you find in Dark Place, and so it works well, I think. But
I
yeah, some other
really
great
don't like
characters
this
like
one.
Steve Pissing, the Formula 5 driving champion.
I just love that his name is Steve Pissing.
With one S, yes. And yeah, most of his characters are rip-offs of existing figures. Like Steve Pissing is what's his name? Is it Mansell? Is that his name? Is it yeah. Who's just horrendously boring. Sunken eyes and just a sullen expression, and speaks like this as though he's constantly having to shout above the roar of the bloody racetrack behind him. But it's really just a boring son of a bitch who really needs to just get off. Lay off.
My biggest problem with this map is not that, like, there's a lot technically wrong with it, it's just a boring as shit map.
Yeah, it's got that opening that I really despise, where it's like, here's 4 doors, one on each side of a square, and they all have the key marking.
Yes.
And oh god, that's like the classic P-Corp setup that I just cannot stand.
Absolutely.
Like, he does that several times in Whispers of Satan, I think.
Oh god. I mean, I'm not sure about Tarnsman because he likes Heck, but I didn't like it in that map either.
I liked it in
I like
Heck.
the name.
I liked it in Heck because it wasn't, like, it was...
I would say the best map that pulls it off is Heck Soil.
No,
really does a fantastic job of.
I like it in Heck because it's not a square with 4 key doors. It's a square with 4 different ways to go, and you can do them in any order. It's not this.
Right. Well, that's different. No, it's like this kind of setup is that. I mean, it's not even like Tricks and Traps where there's like 8 doors or whatever, and you can go through and find like weird.
No, right. When it's 8 doors, it's
situations
just an
and stuff.
absurd number, and it's just the gimmicks overload, and it's wonderful.
But like this is just like, okay, you have to go this way, and then you go back, and then you go this way, and then you go back, and then you go this way, and then you go back, and then you go this way, and you go to the exit, and you know.
And that's and no, that's why I like Heck, is because Heck you can do it in any order, and also in Heck is each way has its own concept. You know, you have the Spirit World way, you have the Courtyard way, you have the Citadel way.
Right.
So.
Right. One of the I mean, it's there's a certain ability to creating maps which are completely linear, but which give off the impression that they're non-linear, and make it make it a good map that way. But sometimes you can go overboard, right? And so it's just such as with the the P-Corp setup. It's trying to give the illusion of being non-linear, but it just doesn't work. It just appears too.
If we're gonna talk about being linear but trying to appear non-linear, I think Back to Saturn X Episode 1 is the very definition of that. As nearly every map is just a straight line in terms of what you're doing. It's just due to interconnectivity and layout, it gives a more 3D space for you to go in this straight line. You know, there are exceptions. Map 15 is pretty non-linear. Map 18 is non-linear.
I mean, what about underground initiations?
Yeah, map 12. That's non-linear. Yeah,
that one's pretty damn. In fact, like, it's really dauntingly non-linear because of like the
how the keys change advantage how you can
like how you
approach
can
it.
have how if you like they have a certain key in one section, you can have like a shortcut or whatever. But it's kind of confusing where it's like, oh wait, do I have to go back here? But you don't, you know.
I think he sums it up pretty well there, Tonsman. I mean, I think the point is that if you're going to try to disguise the linearity in that way, you have to do it well. Because if you fail, then it just seems doubly plodding. And
Yes.
Well, I mean, like even like total exposure is unabashedly linear. Like I am, it's proudly linear. Like you run around a circle and then come back. But I mean, I even think like that does it pretty well because it's built around that linearity where it's like a racetrack, you know, rail shooter experience. It's very fast. And on the topic of that, I watched Elbo's video of that. Of
the
him
one where
playing
the ones where he slowly
My God,
sort of.
that is unbearable. I'm sorry, Elmo. You're a nice guy, but how can you play it like that? It just really, it was.
He just inches through, doesn't he?
He just creeps around every corner, like he pistols like a demon a couple times, and then like.
He switches weapon as he's killing a monster, just pointlessly.
Yeah,
sort of bizarre. And he switches to the pistol often. I don't know what it is.
To finish, so he's not wasting ammo, he's conserving ammo.
No, it's not even that. It's just I don't know. It's almost like he's trying to go for some sort of cinematic experience or something.
Essel, but that's not linearity. Total exposure is linear as fuck.
Yeah. But like it's linear in like a fast, mobile way where you are kind of driven through the level by the way monsters are placed and the way items are laid out and just kind of the way the movement and the flow is set up where just the act of you moving in any direction is going to pull you to the exit.
Cool, Mark Cake submitted another version for Crush Spirits.
Oh, cool, Vince.
Sweet!
I don't know how I feel about the mixing of a new soundtrack with an old soundtrack for this map set.
Yeah, I think there's a few original Plutonia tracks in here. Just I think because the maps are so old and the music tracks have been used as that for so long. Just that they didn't feel like they needed to change every single one, but they did want some. They did want some originality. So
Dude, Mark Cake, I like this. I think this is vastly superior to the original version of Crush Spirits already.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff.
Mark Cake's been dedicating himself. He went out of his way to
right from the beginning. I love the zombie men on one side and the imps on the other. That's so sandy.
Do your eyes fill with sand? Is it cashmere?
But Essel, no, that's exactly what I'm talking about, is disguising linearity well. That linearity is not something to be ashamed of. It's just, you know, your map, unless it's line doom like Alfonso wants me to make.
No, seriously. Linearity, well, I mean, not with all maps like that, that's fucking shit. But, I mean, if Hell Revealed, I keep bringing this map up, Hell Revealed Map 19 is literally just point A to point B, not just in concept, but in geometry as well. It's just a line, basically. You go from one room to next, and you get all your provisions at the start, and that's unabashedly, unashamedly non-linear. But in all respects, I think if you're gonna go for linearity, unless you're gonna try to disguise it, and in which case you have to disguise it well, you have to make it overtly linear. Although
Tom,
in the
do
case
you
of
like this room?
But see, here's the thing: is that 90% of Doom maps in the IWADs are linear. Like you have optional side rooms, but they dead end immediately. They're linear, okay?
But it doesn't feel linear.
Right.
See, it's really, I honestly, like when we start getting into the semantics of it though, like that, it's really hard to define a truly non-linear experience then, because when you think about it, any gameplay experience is going to be linear because you have to be able to finish the map, go from this to this to this, and even if it like comes down to you finding keys in a different order, you still need the keys before you go through the door and then get to the exit. So I don't know, linearity.
I'm defending linear.
It's a poor word. It's not a very helpful word, really.
Yeah, it's a weird word. Like even in a lot of modern games where you have like the open world concept, like like any of the Grand Theft Auto series or Red Dead Redemption or even like Fallout, Oblivion, stuff like that. They're still linear when you go through the main quest line.
Right.
Even though you can explore and do whatever you want anytime, it's not a non-linear experience.
No, that's why I was suggesting for Cyclone Utilities, make a map where, there are 3 keys, but you only need 1 to exit.
Yeah.
See, the parenthesis name is falling out of favor. So.
For remember your birthday.
Oh, by the way, Marcake, this is fantastic. I've really enjoyed this map.
I think I'm going to play it as well. I think I just need to.
This is really good. I admire your dedication to this, and I think this deserves to stay in. Definitely. If this feels like a Sandy experience, I love the conceptual rooms that are kind of like one after another. So far, I really like this. I don't know what everyone else thinks.
I'll have to look at it.
But this is good.
I have to look at it, yeah. I'm still watching the stream.
Yeah, I'll look at it when we get done. Plutonia 2. Oh my god.
Were you playing up to, like, map 15 or something?
Yeah, probably. See how far. Because I also want to play Plutonia Revisited and really compare all 3.
In a way, I don't know. Yeah, I said this before, didn't I? Not necessarily that Plutonia Revisited serves as a better sequel to Plutonia, and that it feels more like Plutonia. But I feel that it's more successful a project as a community project in pursuing its goals. I don't know.
Yes. And also, this map is just terrible.
Tarnsman, what are your thoughts on the big room out there with the lights and the carpet and everything else?
This room, yeah, no. I don't mind the lights on the ceiling when they're the entire ceiling. Like, when it's not a section of broken lights. But Essel makes a good point about how the lighting in this room makes no fucking sense. But, I think that's really ugly.
There's lights on lights.
Yeah, it is really ugly. I think there's a way to do mass light ceilings well, and it's make a map set like, okay, Cyberdemon. I love how anticlimactic that Cyberdemon is compared to Plutonia's first Cyberdemon. It had the doors lowering, and it was like, oh hey, look who it is. I have no ammo to fight this guy.
Just leave. Just get out.
When was Plutonia's first Cyberdemon?
Map 6, Baron's Den.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wait, I don't think it's Baron's Den. Baron's Den is the TNT one, isn't it?
Lair.
Baron's Lair.
I always get too confused as well.
Baron's Den is a much worse map.
I have to bring up something here. This is something that really bugs me about this particular map, is that there's armor bonuses trapped behind those teleporters that you can't reach.
Yes.
Which is just horrible, I think. It's one of the genuinely cringe-worthy moments of this map set. I say one of them. I don't think there's a million cringy moments, but because I do enjoy it.
Wow, this map is brutal though. Holy smokes!
This map
From
is
a pistol start,
bad.
very tough.
Or, are you
Yeah, I
talking
don't
about
like.
Crush Spirits?
I was talking about Crush Spirits, but this map you're playing right now was never one of my favorites.
Why am I being stupid like that? I see how fucking red. Again, this is just very spammy kind of shit that I have a problem with on Plutonia. Or Plutonia 2. I like that Plutonia isn't spammy. That has setups where 4 monsters can utterly destroy you. Yes, Alfonso?
Nothing. Completed the map? Sorry, I just came back. I was just absent briefly.
Does it need more crushers, Alfonso?
No, I didn't play the map.
Oh, I thought you just said completed the map.
Sorry.
Or you were asking if I've completed the map. And no,
You completed the map,
I'm still doing this crap.
Who made this map? Sorry, Jimmy? No?
Metabolist.
Oh, Metabolist.
Thank you. Oh, are you kidding me?
Wow, really? Really doing that? Well, to be honest, if Metabolist wanted to make it more authentic, not that that was a priority, I'm guessing, for many of these maps, probably should have put a Mancubite turret instead of a chain gunner turret with a resurrecting archfile.
That would have been pretty special.
No. Oh. It's about 11 p.m. So I'm actually going to go now because I have an early class tomorrow and an exam.
That's just how, no, that's the rule. Okay, Alfonso and I have to follow it. We save at the lowest possible health. If you hit 1% health, the option, like, immediately you're just supposed to... Really? Come on!
So, good night, all.
See ya, once and for all. Actually, no, I shouldn't have said that. That sounds very, sounds like I'll find some hitmen to come and take you out when you sleep. No. Yes,
I already mentioned that once, and I haven't seen them yet, but I have heard about some break-ins into some cars on my street, so I've been looking over my shoulder lately.
Kira made a map for this? I didn't know
Anyways,
that guy
see ya.
mapped.
See you, bro. I think I remember the music for this one, actually.
Who's,
That's a great track.
who's track?
Jamie Robertson. This one and the next one.
I'm
This
surprised.
one and the next one. Oh, is it?
3 times the charm. Go for it.
This track and the next track are probably up there in my top 5, or top 3 possibly.
What's
Oh,
the
where
name
you go,
of your,
sir?
what's the name of your Cosmodrome track?
Astral Dreadnought,
It's not Dreadnought, that's right, yeah.
which I listen back to now, and I think this was probably good, but could be so much better because I just use some really weird chord progressions, and don't exactly get the keys right at times, and I feel like I could really improve this if I actually kind of went by conventional compositional techniques.
I think one of my favourite tracks of yours at the moment is I think it's called Relic from map 23 of Reverie.
Relics.
Relics, yeah. No, just like that.
I think I
That was
remember any of Reverie's soundtrack. Because Reverie mostly blended together for me.
Well, most of the soundtrack was by Primeval, I think. And then Jimmy only did like 6 tracks?
5 maybe.
Jesus.
I think 5 or 6.
Get out of that blockade.
I've made a total of 2 musical tracks.
Were they both shit?
Oh, they were both gloriously bad, yes.
Have you shared one of them? Because I think I have it.
Oh, you have a work in progress version of one of them, yes.
Yeah, what's it called?
Alfonso can't make music worth a damn.
it should be fine on that. I think one of them was, I have it on my desktop here. I
Is
have
it something about...
Benevolent
Yep.
Ghosts. Was
Oh yeah, I thought there was a B in it. Yeah, okay, I've listened to that one, yeah. It's appropriately titled because it's actually in the key of B minor as well, so...
Yes.
Well done.
We might have another go, actually. This is something about... I feel like MIDI composition, just like mapping, is something that if you work up a sort of skill for, then you can get quite a good rate going, I guess, on the output. I guess if Tarnsman turned to MIDI composition, he'd be able to crank them out at a pretty fast rate.
I don't have time to make midis.
Well, you could always clone yourself, Tarnsman.
That's true. I could do that.
That's
I
true.
should do that.
That's true. So, scenario. You wake up tomorrow, and some government official, no, not government official, some privatized company sends one of their field agents out and says that actually we've discovered that there's about 5 clones of you wandering the Earth. You have our blessing to kill them if you like. Or you can just leave them alone. Would you go out and destroy your clones?
Father on the... I couldn't be bothered to, even if I gave a shit. That's like one of like the wow. That's so fucking pointless. I don't know. Like, that's just one of those scenarios that's just so utterly pointless that I can't really even give an answer to that. Like, why would you do that? Like, is it your clones are gonna try and kill you, and then it'd be like, yeah, okay.
No. It's just purely because some people feel that they. No, I guess it's an easy valid question for some people. Like, you would just like, why is that a problem? But some people feel. Some people feel that there can only be one me.
Are they just Are they just wandering around looking for trouble, or what? These clones?
No, they're being you, basically.
Right. Elsewhere in the world.
So
Yes.
so would that mean that there'd just be like a million Tarns maps? Like, I mean, I want to think of like the logistics of this for a second.
No, it's nothing to do with mapping. It's just about you having clones and whether you feel that just the fact that there are multiple of you is justification enough for you to go around and eliminate them so that you can be the only one.
No, because they wouldn't be me. They'd just be like, I don't know, that...
I mean, there'd be genetic clones, but because of their experience, they wouldn't be,
Yeah.
Right.
So it's so utterly pointless that...
I guess I hadn't factored that into the question. Now that I think about it, it's a pretty terrible question to ask. I actually nabbed it from someone else. I think they might have posed it slightly differently.
Like, if it was, the clones are trying to kill you, then it'd be like, yeah, I'll go kill my clones. Okay.
What if the clones were basically cloned from you at specific points of your life when you make critical key decisions, and they're all better than you? They all made the right decisions. They're all hugely successful, but they're not the real you.
Alright, well they definitely deserve to die in that case.
Alfonso, but see, that question doesn't really apply to me in that case, because I made the right decision.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay. No,
So,
the
in other
thought of
words,
having...
future sci-fi film, you can quantify the success of another individual by counting how many clones he has.
Yes.
No? Yes, maybe no.
Because I can't really think of any, like, life decisions that I've made that, had I made a different decision, I'd be better off right now.
I made the decision to kill that person, and I feel justified.
Just the thought of having clones of myself is quite horrifying to me, to be perfectly honest.
Yes, I mean it's quite horrifying for some. Has anyone seen the film Moon?
No.
No? It's one of the most celebrated sci-fi films of recent times, and no, it's actually a proper sci-fi. I mean, science fiction these days tends to be regarded as, just
Fantasy.
it's fantasy. It's fantasy in a space setting. But sci-fi. We've had this discussion before, I'm sure, science fiction.
Yeah, and I agree with your... Yeah.
Science fiction of old, using the setting to forward a concept.
And using more hard science, or for fiction, hard science.
Yes, correct. I'm pretty sure sci-fi is the wrong term. It's, the people get very edgy about in which that word is used. Of course, Essel does have many clones. He's a cloud.
An angry cloud.
And also, yes, the green herring, and or advanced whatever fetishes the author may have. Films like Silent Running, Solaris.
Enemy caught. Harmony by Tango. 119.
Oh, Tango made him up for this.
This is
I always misread that as Warmany.
You fucked that up.
By not checking the auto map, I guess.
Alright, this is another map that feels very Plutonia, and I really like it.
Yeah, this is a good map. I really enjoy this map, and I think I picked the music track for this one just to give it justice, because I think it really fits. Just not only the feel of the map, but the title. Because it kind of feels to me, this map, being like a sort of garden,
Right.
or just a nice naturey courtyard.
What I think is funny about is we talk about, you know, styles influencing other people. I think it's very obvious that Plutonia is a heavy influence in Eric Alm's maps, especially that somebody like Tango, who's very obviously influenced heavily by Eric Alm in his mapping. This is really just a Tango map, but because the styles are such an evolution of a previous style, it just fits. It's that same kind of bold detailing through shapes, very simplistic shapes, but using them well. Lots of 45-degree angles. And when it's not 45-degree angles, it's circles.
Save, you're 1% health.
I just noticed that, and I saved.
Saving 1% health is like one of those nonsensical, almost anomalies in human nature, such as the anomaly that you're much more likely to care for one individual in a crisis than you are to care for multiple individuals in a crisis if you're informed of that. Like, for example, news coverage is a pretty good example of this. They always grasp stories that focus on like one little girl being pulled out of a well, which I think was an actual example in the 1990s or 80s. I can't remember the name of it or anything. When it's about, you know, mass genocide in Somalia or something, then all of a sudden people seem to lose interest. It's one of those. I don't know how did I get there from not saving your 1% health. That's a pretty astounding segue.
Yeah, that's a gigantic leap right there, Alfonso.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I mean, yeah, I understand what you're talking about. You know, I experienced that too. It's you know, it's a lot harder because it dehumanizes it. You know, one person is a tragedy, a million's a statistic. Because that's a quote from someone, isn't it? It's often misattributed to Joseph Stalin. I'm trying to remember.
Yes. In fact, I would have fallen for that trap as well until he said it.
No, somebody else said it. But it's easier to humanize, you know, a small group of victims versus just, you know, numbers that can't really be dealt with.
Yes.
You know, it's just, you know, it's a million people. It's just hard to, you know, grasp. You know, you can say, oh my God, you know, it's a million people. That's horrifying, but, you know, and you obviously don't like it, but
I guess it's probably evolutionary standards also have something to do with it. I mean, you're in tightly knit communities when you're small, and it's easier and more beneficial to survival, I guess, when you're caring for, I don't know, select individuals or something like that.
yeah.
So probably. I mean, otherwise, imagine the strain if it just multiplied. If you care so much for one individual, and then your evolution allows to care for so much more, well, all of a sudden you get informed. So apparently 1 million people died in this accident, and you just, you break down in tears, but 1 millionfold. Spawning rivers of misery.
You can't hug children with nuclear arms. It's great.
Breaking down into just Garth Marenghi levels of no.
Yes. I ran as fast as I could, placing one foot under the front of the other in quick succession.
Yes.
As I ran, I felt small and compact like corned beef. Muscular and compact.
Oh,
Oh dear.
fucking hell.
I'm gonna make a map named Fucking Hell. It can go alongside Fucking Complicated and whatever that.
Yes, and I still have to check out the other stream to figure out what the third map name is.
Yes.
This is extremely important.
It is.
And it won't be Goth Merengue Doom. It'll have to be Dean Lerner's Doom.
Teen Learner's Doom. That's a.
Yeah, because he's the entrepreneur. He's the publicist. He gets to. Dean VD. Yes.
Thank you, Payne Chancelotto. You're my hero. And I fucked that up.
You done gone.
I done gone. Fucked that up.
Wow. How was the holding that?
Yeah, that was a long fire. That was really surprising.
Tarnsman, I just want to let you know that from your description of Fucking Complicated, I have this incredibly vivid image in my head of how it's going to play out.
It's gonna. I'm gonna do something like that in a NIS 2 map, just because Natural 20 is not contributing to the project, so I need to just make some just douche-tacular maps. They're just asshole.
You haven't been paying attention to the No End in Sight 2 thing. Sorry, that's not spin-off for Doom 2 though, clearly, is it?
It's just kinda, yeah, because it started with giving Wraiths maps a home.
Right, so, what is it? Is it just going to be a map set?
It's just a map set, yeah. Well, no, it's Hell, then Brazil.
Sell it to me. Hell, Brazil.
And then Moon. That's what we got right now. I made a map already, you can look at it, and there's a texture resource that Caesar put together.
I'd like to see more map sets set on the moon, because Lunatic was really the only truly atmospheric moon-based map that I've really played. That feels like the Earth moon.
Yes.
Just with the white textures everywhere and the harsh lighting and everything. And I think there needs to be more of that. Just more white textures really, just to make it kind of look more earthy.
Yeah, I think I said it before. I think we need more white in Doom, and.
Yeah.
Not white in the sense of Petition's Gate Map 31 white, but, you know.
No.
Well, I'm doing that sense of white with Zazer for Universal Cycles and Truths. We're back to 7xe3.
You're a Universal Cyclone of Truth.
I have this other idea for perhaps a fucking complicated style map, and it involves 8 switches on a single wall, and they open up doors leading through a long corridor, but they open seemingly random doors. So, and fast doors that are small that you have to get through before they close. So you have to hit all 8 doors, all 8 switches in a specific order, so that you can get through the corridor without them closing on you. And then midway through the corridor, there's a cyber demon.
Wow.
I'm putting it in. All these ideas are just gonna be in one map 7.
You know, for a moment there, Jimmy, I thought you were going to talk about doing a Get Smart tribute.
Oh, or maybe like what I did in Turbocharged Arcade 2 with the is it The Price is Right? No, the door puzzle where you have to pick one of 3 doors, and then one door opens, and then you have to choose whether to switch or to keep the door.
Yes, Tarnsman, you should also make fucking Monty Hall Problem.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one that I did in Turbo 2. But it's just unfortunately it's not a true Monty Hall Problem, because Zdoom's random number generator means that you can't exactly get the problem in its true vanilla form.
And critically, there are no goats.
No, but there are barons. They're the same thing.
I'm pretty sure this is a Gusta map, and I actually, going back to Gusta maps, the maps in this style, there's this map, and then there's another map that really reminds me of Tombstone. I think it's like Mount Doom or something like that. It's map 17, I think. I don't mind his complicated stuff in these maps, because these maps do feel pretty Plutonia to me. Because they're more open, and they're more use of architecture. They're not as compact in their scale.
I like this map.
Yeah, I do.
I like its opening as well. It's a bit dickish, but
It is a bit dickish, but it's not like unfairly dickish. In Rock King's Sanctuary, which he posted earlier, there's a SP hot trap in there that I thought was a nice level of sandy dickish.
oh wait, did he post it with monsters?
Yeah, it's actually playable now. It needs some toning down. It's pretty monster heavy. I think it's like 240. There's a lot of places where it could lose some monsters, but overall,
Spot on. Yeah.
it's places where like you go to the end of the hallway and there's like 2 mancubi, and that easily could just be 1 mancubi. Stuff like that. I think I'm actually gonna skip map 11 to be perfectly honest. Thinking back to it, I actually don't like it. I think it goes on way too long.
No, we were discussing this yesterday when you were playing the original Hunted, and how I think we both agree that it feels better just because it's the concept and nothing else. It isn't really dressed up or anything,
Yeah.
visually or otherwise.
Yeah, I really like the fact that that Hunted has like 4 textures in it. It really works for it. I'm trying to think. It has the wood that it uses
Yeah.
like supports.
Yeah, doorstop.
Doorstop, the doors, the bricks that it uses for the sides, and I guess 5 textures because it has that grate and 6 for the exit panels. So yeah, there are 6 textures in that map. That's wonderful.
I'm just trying to think if there's any kind of map out there that is kind of as concept driven as Hunted. And for some reason, the only thing that I can think of in my mind is I think somebody posted on the Doomwall forums a while back. Something like, what if you could have a cyber demon ghost monster and a maze? So the cyber demon's just walking
Coming
through
through walls.
walls.
Oh god!
And that's the most
That actually
terrifying
would be-
thing in the world.
That actually would be pretty interesting to have a ghost cyber demon chasing you in a maze.
One that you can't even shoot because even with the rocket launcher because they're immune to splash damage.
How could you get it though? I mean, you'd have to dehack it, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, you'd have to. Well, I don't know whether you could give a cyber demon a raise
Resurrection
state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd just be that's a really terrifying.
Yes.
It would be horrendous. Just stomp, stomp, stomp. Oh god, it's near, but I don't know where it's going to come from.
It's
And
coming
I
at
still,
me,
and I can't dodge it. I can't get it out of the way.
Oh god. Palpitations, Jimmy.
Yes.
I'm gonna make a Doom mod called Pacemaker now.
Pacemaker.
Yeah, sounds like doesn't that sound fucking awesome? I love the idea myself. I'm quite chuffed for that actually. I'm getting to work now.
You need to finish Bedlam first.
I do need to finish Bedlam and my other 2 maps.
Yes, and Bloodwash.
Yeah. Yes. Bloodwash will be easier though. Bloodwash has to be small. The layout's pretty much completely made, but Bloodwash has to be small because with map 26, 28, and I gather 29 will probably be very large.
Yeah. Well, no, Abyss isn't big. Abyss is visually big, but it's pretty small.
Yeah, well, visually, I suppose that matters.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because Spirit World was pretty visually big, and it was small, and then Monster Condo was big, and then, The Living End was big, and The Abandoned Mines was big. I mean, there was a big chunk of big right there at the end of Doom 2. A big chunk of big, you could say.
Was it a Mr. Big?
It was.
It actually was, wow. So this is map 9, is it, Tons?
Yes. It's quite a good map. What do you think of the music for this map, Jimmy?
So we still on map 9?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's probably my least favorite of the ones I've done, to be honest.
Oh.
It's the one. It's actually one that I sent a replacement track to the Green Herring for Plutonia to 1.1.
Oh.
I don't know. It kind of turned out okay, I suppose, but I think compared to the other tracks, it sort of lacked something.
I didn't know this was one of your tracks. I thought this was one of the other authors because it is very I guess because you say you had to rush tracks, that makes sense. This is very repetitive and doesn't really build to anything. It just seems to drone on. Not in like a really bad way, but just in it's filler background music kind of way.
Yeah, it's only 2 minutes long, so that might explain it. So yeah.
What's the map that uses Night's Run?
That's map 17, I believe.
Alright.
Which is a great track.
Absolutely.
I like these bunkers out overlooking this climb right here.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh. Still trying to think of still trying to think of map names. Map 7, Map 9. Doomed to the way ended. Let's see if this is fucking annoying. I was thinking about the Gambit for map 9. Is that sort of slightly abstract? Isn't even really a thing, like a concrete object. But, I mean,
so would something like the Gauntlet or Tricks and Traps, something? Is it that kind of thing that?
Yeah. In that certainly way. I mean, the Gauntlet, of course, is game, but yeah, slightly off kilter.
How about Trials and Tribulations?
I actually thought of that, but unfortunately, it's just too analogous to Tricks and Traps, and because Tricks and Traps is also sort of concept heavy in the same way that Map I9, Optical Hopscotch is concept heavy. That's what's making it really difficult.
How about Pits and Perils then?
I think it's yes. I think it's the fact that there's an and there. Okay. I think you knew that too.
Yes.
I see that barbed wire and I immediately think Wicked God.
I immediately think Kaika insisting that the TNT barbed wire is fines.
Yes.
And that entire discussion of just, what the fuck are you smoking, dude?
I think it's actually a way you can complete. Is it this map or the next map? I saw someone do a rush through this map. Did it complete in like 12 seconds or something. So that's like game breaking or something you can do.
I'm lost trying to find the yellow Kira. Now I vaguely remember where it is. I just can't get to it.
I used to get lost on this map pretty hard, yeah. I think the times I played it, it's always taken me upwards of 10 minutes just to find where I am.
I also like the Gambit. Your map's now called the Gambit.
Alright.
Huntsman.
Again, so, I don't have a problem with whatever you want to name it. Oh, here it is. That's right. I like this picking up of the yellow key, how you gotta jump out the window like that. I just always get lost getting to it. Okay, so the Gambit. Cool beans.
Except for the fact that it's, I'm surprised Essel agrees with that, because he wanted the Garrison's name to be changed, because too many G's. We also need to rename map 11.
Can we just name it, Essel will always clev past this map?
I'm just looking at thesaurus.com because I love to, and just looking at nouns for deception and trickery. So we have chicanery, subterfuge, duplicity.
Subtle fudge. Sorry. Always read that.
Is skullduggery.
Oh yes.
That's a good one.
Now you just have to name map 7, Alfonso.
It was terra firma, as in Earth terra firma, but then terra instead of terra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, Mark Haig said that was a little bit too gimmicky and not too Doom 2 the way. Did way? But I don't know. Fuck your map 7, Tarnsman.
Can it just literally be named Fuck My Map 7? Can we just replace it with Infestation?
Oh, poor Zodiac.
Don't make Infestation if you don't want your maps mocked. That's my answer right there. don't make Infestation. Because Infestation really, I mean, obviously there must be a worse submission somewhere, but I can't think. Infestation is just horrible.
What, by Zodiac or on the whole?
On the whole, I mean, I guess Noni Lama's map 1.
And you guessed Hexoil.
Yeah, well, Hexoil doesn't count because it's not a submission; it's an accepted map.
For some reason, I really like the name Hex Soil.
Yes,
It
and
doesn't really-
it feels doubly appropriate as a Betray replacement map.
Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything, does it? It's just kind of like two words smushed together.
Yes.
Dude, it's amazing. It's in there. And I can't wait for the first person to find it and just be like, what the fuck is this map doing in here, guys?
Unless Zodiac spoils the party. Because he's already discovered it.
I actually had to read, because I changed that monster closet in Compound to a computer room, so we'd have more tech in that map.
Oh, and you put the blue key in there, did you? Wait,
Well,
which you
no,
moved
the blue key's still where it is, you just access it from in there, so it feels kind of like the windowed red key in Waste Tunnels, where it's technically in its own area, but you can still see it where it was.
Mm. Yay! Cosmodrome.
I don't remember liking this map. Oh,
I mean, yay, Cosmodrome, because the Jimmy track win. And also because of the ship lifting off at the start. Which feels very Icarus to me, to be honest.
There's a load of really great sector effects in this pack. I think Thomas van der Velden did this map and all the other something else later on. I think there's another
oh, this track! I
lowering
love
floor.
this track. Yeah.
I think there's quite a few lowering floor that makes it look like the ceiling is raising tricks. Is that what you were, Tarnsman? Is that what you were referring to with that Dylan map?
Excellence of Doom.
Yes, that's exactly what I was referring to with that Dylan map. Except with that Dylan map, there was a door involved, so it really threw me for a loop because I was like, wait, is the door moving? How did a fucking 6-year-old child do this? And then I was like, oh, the ceiling's coming down.
I should probably do a 1.1 version of this track, just because I think it's good on its own, but just feels like it should be better. Like it should just follow some, ground rules, I suppose.
Okay, so shifting map 14 to map 13, and vice versa.
That ship lifting out is really cool, but again, I fucked that up. You can't do it with a sideways roll. Again, I don't know. This map feels very non-Plutonia to me. What is my? I'm doing something here. No, I know. Yeah, that's right. That's door.
This feels more like it would belong in Community Chest 4 or something.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things I don't like in this map, like those ceiling lights and the overall layout. I don't know how I feel about the overall layout. I like the idea of going around the outside of a big structure, but I don't like the inside of the structure.
I prefer shipyards.
Yes, I prefer shipyards.
Tarnsman, have you played Harmony?
I have not played Harmony.
Oh, well, it's probably worth a go. I mean, it's probably gonna have a few of the traits that this map has because it's all done by Thomas van der Velden. but it's got an extensive. Well, everything is just completely custom and new.
Honestly, I prefer Thomas van der Velden's work when he's not trying to focus on excessive detailing or anything. Not that he's doing that more necessarily here, but...
Yeah. Yeah, this feels like a poor man's bunker is what this map feels like to me.
Poor Man's Bunker is also an excellent name. No.
So go back to that next map. A poor man's bunker, brackets, something.
Run off fat from the sky grill. That's all.
I like it when there's a really bright sky and I think I started another NIS 2 map called Undergrown that I use 112 as the exterior lighting areas, and it has the E4 sky. So it's bright orange sky, dark as fuck exteriors with sharp directional lighting.
That's map 4 of the fuck compilation, Dark as Fuck.
Dark as fuck. Are we just gonna make fuck not wad?
And which is brilliant because it looks like fuckwad.
Yes.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh my god. Anyways, no.
Just call it fuckwad.
No,
Yeah,
what really interests me and what I really want to see is hello refinery or refueling base. How nice of you to just show up here. I totally forgot about this segment.
You'd be forgiven for saying refinery, by the way, because there are parts of the map which are really just blocks. Like the entire turning right at the start. That start end room. It's just the worst room in Doom.
That Startan room reminds me of like a shittier version of the stone room that shows up in Refueling Base. Again, I have no problem with copying a room straight from Doom and Plutonia because it feels right. It just feels Plutonia.
I feel like if you punch some of these walls, you'll get some goodies.
I don't like that small UAAF texture. It just looks so obviously resized.
Yeah, the tiny ones. Yeah, green tech.
Tech green is a great texture.
Tech Gren.
Tech green,
Wow, so yet another refueling base. That's a bit much, I think.
yeah. Yeah, that is a bit much. I mean, when the Kasalis recycled, it felt more like they were just recycling the idea behind the map and not actual parts of it. You know, the Circle of Death, they recycled the circle, but the exteriors all had their own thing going along. Same with Neurosphere and Inmost Ends.
There were a lot of nooks and crannies in Slayer. It sort of reminded me of Romero's sort of approach to cutting into hubs with the secrets, lookovers and shit like that.
Yeah, but it was never like just multiple areas straight lifted, apart from the interior circles.
But more importantly, it was the entire map basically was a take on Circle of Death, rather than having parts of it. Like this, in its entirety, feels more like a cross between bunker and refueling base.
Yeah. Hooray for Monster Heights letting me cheat.
I was gonna make a whole WAD based around the concept that you played as Hissy, and just used cacodemons as floating platforms and whatnot.
Wow, actually, I saw that somewhere.
Time of Death. You watched me play it. There was a map.
Yes,
where you had to
that's
jump across cacodemons.
Yes.
To avoid falling to your death. And I was very angry while playing that map.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like, what is this shit?
Jimmy, can you tell us more about the Adventures of Square? What the hell is that?
Yeah, this is a Tango
Truth be
TV
told-
part 2, Jimmy.
It basically is, actually.
Well, to be honest, it's something I've always wanted to try, just a total conversion of my own. But because I have no artistic skills whatsoever, I figured I'd just make it easy for myself by making a load of kind of MS Paint quality sprites and textures and just have that as the central theme. It's something I've always wanted to do, just to create a genuinely cartoony mod in either the Doom or the Duke engine. I think the project started out being on the Duke engine actually, but it wasn't centered around Square, the character, as it were. But yeah, it's just something I've always wanted to do, just to create a total conversion of my own. The concept of it being based around shapes kind of came from my brother, really. He had this character where he would he would just create cartoons about him in which they were just really vapid and nothing really happened in them. It was just a square being a square and meeting circles and punching them in the face and whatnot. So yeah.
Sounds like the best fucking comic.
I know, I'd totally read the shit out of that.
It sounds like Seinfeld, basically.
He made them in PowerPoint actually, so they're kind of cartoons but not really, because there's only limited animation to go with them. I figure it'd be good if he started to pick up Flash now, so it would be good if he could actually either recreate or, I don't know, just come up with some more ideas for it and just do it in Flash.
Oh my god. That kind of sounds like Axe Cop, just something so... I like the floating
Yes.
3D effect right there.
Hmm.
For the, if it was put in a better room, I'd like it more.
Jimmy, as long as there's a sequel called Trapezoid, then I'll be happy with anything you do.
Okay, Arch Violence, yeah. See, 84 monsters, it's really touched up. I do like the atmosphere of this map, but... It's not a... Let's do 12. Imprisoned. For some reason I thought
Oh,
map
right,
12
yeah.
was
So at the end of map 11 you actually get killed. don't you? Oh, well, I mean, the sector effect that is supposed to imitate killing, yes. Wait, yeah. Wait, are you actually killed at the end of episode 11? Or are you just... I mean, are
I
you
think you are.
stripped of your weapons, or is it just you have low ammo cap
I think you have
weapons?
low... I think you survive it. No, it drags, and I just don't feel like... I already know. I really don't like that light. It's just it feels too much like a complex blob of shapes. In fact, this entire map feels really, really over-detailed. In a really odd way.
I think Jimmy loosed some rats onto his keyboard.
Oh dear, yeah, I'm sorry about that. The keyboard's so loud, I don't realise it. It just doesn't... I think it just kind of echoes through the laptop and just... My microphone picks it up.
See, not that I do a lot of essays now, I still do a lot of writing. But I feel that a louder keyboard makes me work better. I mean, I just feel like when I get to a groove and I can just type out long sentences, there's just something just smacking like a...
Yes.
If I honestly prefer to have a typewriter for that reason.
The only reason I'd want to use a typewriter is for the ding when you finish a line. And
Yes, that too, yes. Just to punctuate the success of your writing. Ah, ching.
Yes, like that. Yeah.
I was just informing my brother over Skype that you guys like the idea and maybe he should share those with you.
Oh my god, that'd be great. And yes, I don't know, who made this map?
Oh,
I think
this is like between 3 or 4 people, isn't it?
Four mappers, I think, yeah.
4 mappers?
Possibly.
It's ridiculous. I mean, sometimes when you get a bunch of artists together, greatness can happen, like back to Saturn X's intermission music, but other times... There's just too many people, too many chefs.
Too many fingers in the pie.
Too many fingers in the pie. Too many soldiers, not enough Vietnamese villages.
Okay, Tons.
Alright, so yeah, Christus, Thomas van der Velden, Sam Woodman, and Pedro Arturo Gomez Blanco, or PAG B666. They're all the mappers on this particular map.
Wow. Those lights, by the way, on the ceiling.
Yeah, I was so distracted by them, I actually stopped paying attention and died.
Yeah. Is there a map out there that has more than like 4 authors?
There was a Memento Mori map that I made a comment on that had like 9 authors. I was like, what the fuck? Because it was like...
Whoa, what?
It was like 4 people and then a team. It was
I mean, from a megawatt, of course, because I mean, you're not going to count, obviously not going to count maps like Zelda Community Project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a secret map that's made one room by each author in the project. I think that'd be kind of interesting.
Of course, there's the yet another community project, as there always is one coming out, and this one is the
Doom.
team mapping project. Yeah. I think that's explicitly between 2 people. But
Oh, is it? No.
yeah, honestly, I would. I'm not entirely keen on that idea. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not particularly interesting to me. But if something like that was to be done, I would just go flat out and say, I don't know, 4 people per map or something.
And, what was I going to say?
Right.
I really like the atmosphere of this track, by the way, the Green Herring. It had slipped my mind because I was complaining about the map. The scrolling crates is a really cool effect, but again, it feels very TNT.
This map's one of the longest ones, I think.
Well, it has 180.
It's quite a big map, yeah.
I remember the ending segment, working your way up this sort of tower structure.
Those lights with the poison thing in the middle of them.
I couldn't think of anything worse, really.
Yeah, those are slightly odd. Yes.
I don't like it at all.
I was gonna say I'd like to see that done in a way that I don't hate, but because I think like perimeter lights like that could be done interestingly.
Probably need some support too on there or something like that, just to break up the sheer amount of lights.
I actually like
Some support
the.
too, and some doorstop maybe.
I'm with Essel with liking the scene composition here of this big hall with the backlit sky there.
Yeah. I don't like the setup. I mean, no, sorry, I like the setup, don't like the execution.
Yeah. And it even has Caco demons.
The setup feels very, Plutonia,
Yeah.
to say.
The texture.
But again, the texturing, yeah, not so
I'm
much.
gonna say I'm not a huge fan of the brown metal floor texture that's here. Just it feels more Quake 3 than anything else, to be quite honest.
I actually didn't notice that. I just had been filtering it in my mind to a slime texture, but now that you mention it, I don't like it.
At least it's not the UAC Ultra. I'll put a rabbit's tail on the corner of every.
The thing that
Yeah.
bugs Essel.
Yes. The cotton swab. Oh, hang on. You have a word in that for the dictionary. Cotton. Find next.
Really?
True.
Eternal said this was one of
T-R-U-W.
the
Now,
worst
a road
tracks.
custom can be.
Eternal said that this is one of the worst tracks he ever heard, really, because I can think of a lot worse.
Oh, I can think of a few cut Plutonia 2 tracks that are far worse.
I like this outdoor thing where you go behind it to the brighter outdoors. Again, execution, or a concept, not execution.
Oh, Tarsman, what do you think about the idea of Sandy using crate as a structural texture rather than as a dedicated texture?
No.
No?
No, I think that's a little too far.
Really?
When Sandy went bizarre with his structural textures, it was more oh look, we have a new texture, and Sandy was just like, well, I'm just gonna plaster it on a wall.
Oh no, I do mean like as the exterior of a building or something. I mean like as a wall, like interior, like to mimic the fact that crates would be behind there. But it's just
I'd have to see that. That actually does sound interesting.
I was thinking about it before. I think I suggested to Essel at one point.
I'd like to see this track in a different map, in a more slow build map.
I think it has been used elsewhere. I don't know whether the Green Herring's used it in any of his maps.
I'm going to make a birthday map for Eternal and use this track in it.
Well, that birthday map trend thing really kicked off, didn't it? Sounds like whenever you have a birthday now.
Do you want me to make
I
you
suppose
a
that's
birthday
one way.
map, Alfonso? It's going to be entirely 48 wide corridors.
Fuck you. Please don't.
I suppose that's one way to remember your birthday, isn't it?
Oh god.
To play a map that you hate with a music track that you hate.
Oh no! Oh god, no! It's something will be done, I'm sure. Something to mock the fact that I hate that fucking title.
I'm gonna make you a map called Remember Your Birthday.
Oh fuck!
And I'm gonna make it the worst map I've ever made. Like I'm.
No, Tarnsman, you need to call it Remember Your Fucking Birthday.
Remember Your Fucking Birthday.
Or just fucking birthday map. The Green Herring just, dear. Eternal, I think he's got a bit of a, he had a really rotten attitude when we were kind of working on the project still, particularly in the music department. He wouldn't allow us to change any of the music in his maps. It's just, oh sorry guys, I'm withdrawing all my maps if you change any of the music from this, from my maps.
Small piece of trivia. True, a rogue tuft of cotton candy was the first ever entry into the Alphonsian dictionary.
Oh, really? Nice.
It's just thought I'd point that out.
That's some real trivia. I really want to see a trivia section for Doom 2 the way it did and Back to Saturn X.
The project has a lot of history now.
Trivia, all of Tarnsman's maps were made in 2 weeks.
Did you know? Yeah, exactly.
Did you know that the shipyards and the gorge were also made in that 2 weeks?
As pressuring as a result of Tarnsman's mapping, right? Yes. Also good at Doom.
I'm really happy that people started making maps because I pressured them into making maps. Like, I didn't even have to ask them to make maps, just like, fuck, Tarnsman's making all these maps, we better get to work.
Yeah.
What maps did Eternal do in this?
That's a good question. Let me just have a look. He did 14 and 28. I thought he did more.
That was 28.
That was the Blood Wall.
Oh, yeah, with
I remember
great
that
big
map.
old
Gut Wrencher.
Yeah. Which is a track I really don't like, to be honest.
I actually don't like the Blood Wall, if I'm remembering the map correctly.
I quite like Gut Wrencher in Doom 3D, like in the lunar base setting. Whatever.
Yeah, it fits there. I suppose it's given that it's got a creepy atmosphere and a kind of, has that weird saw effect that actually sounds like something that you would call a gut wrencher.
The only Duke Nukem 3D track I remember, and as such is the only one I like because the only one I remember is Aliens Watch Out or whatever. It's the track that I use.
Say your prayer.
Yeah, Aliens Say Your Prayers. It's the one I use in my version of Downtown and Doom 2 Redux.
Well, I'm surprised that you can't remember
I honestly don't remember.
some of the other grossly overused tracks from Doom. In fact, I think if you were to strike up a list of most included, most important music for P1s, I think Duke Nukem's, what is it called, Plasma or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that just breaks nearly every time it's used.
Yes.
Either it's out of key or it doesn't loop properly.
Yeah, I can't honestly. That's really. I kind of like the tower climb to the core here at the end. Wow, just look at that. That amount of mappers who worked on this hard facility. Ooh, I like this map. It's way too long, but it does feel Plutonian. Apart from the gross overuse of ceiling lights.
Plutonia didn't really do outdoor cavey segments, did they?
They did a couple places like in Realm and I'm trying to think. Genesis had an outdoor cave area.
Don't think so.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because if I remember, I think it was like map 22 in this. Was it Neck or something? Uses maps like that. There's an overuse of outdoor cavey textures and areas in this that I don't think were present in Plutonia, but fuck that.
That's
Big
probably
deal.
because Back to Saturn X development is just make maps, thanks. And there isn't really much room for drama.
Also because the best mappers know how to make concessions. Cooperate better. Or did I just pull that theory out of my ass?
What do you mean by not make concessions? Because there's been a ton of shit that's been changed in Back to Saturn X.
Yes, I think I pulled that theory out of my ass, to be perfect.
The thing that works about Back to Saturn X is that everybody was willing to be like, okay, I'll change my map.
Well, hang on. I'm sure that if Essel had capped at like 32 or something, then there would have been problems. Like after like, okay, we have 70-something maps, we're gonna have to get rid of over half of them. Then there would have been much wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Mm.
Mind you, that's exactly what the Doom the Way It Did approach is. Except that you don't kid the people into thinking that the maps are going to be included beforehand.
Well, in Zodiac's case, you do.
Oh yeah, yes. This is a tragedy.
I think the only concession that I've been kind of reluctant to make was the change to Provera's maps track, the opening bass line of which seemed to really upset Essel. So
You should have kept it.
I
In fact,
Yeah,
I could
sure.
have got on board and been your defender.
Provera wanted me to change the intro as well, so you know, I thought, oh, you might as well just make both changes.
No, what Essel likes is that he has Sele and I to be the playtesters who will be like, I don't like this at all, fix it. He doesn't have to do that.
There's also a way to skip past this map, in like under 30 seconds or something.
That's probably because this is a Gusta map, and Gusta's the guy who did, whatchamacallit? Karma Sutra, which is all about speedrunning.
Alright, yeah.
And I actually think the reason that I like this map is that this is half a Frederick map, and Frederick's you made filth, so that's probably why it feels very Plutonia. It's not as overwrought with just excess as Goose's other maps.
I don't like the name of this map though. Hard facility just seems like really generic. Just what hard facility as opposed to a soft facility.
Hey man.
Hard attack, however, is a.
Hard attacks. That's a good name. Just because it sounds kind of punny.
Yes.
Yes. But hard
Holy
facility.
fuck! I never made the heart attack connection. I literally just now was like, oh my god.
Mind blown or something.
There's just
that map. Go on, Tarnsman.
I was gonna say there's just things like heart attack where it's just like I'm not thinking about it when I first hear the title, and then I don't ever think about it like after I first get introduced to the title because it's just like oh I already know that, so I'm not really thinking about it, and then like just oh.
That map kind of stands out to me in Hell Revealed because I think it's the only one that uses stairs from Rot, which I think is probably one of my favourite tracks from the game.
I choose the stairs.
Yeah.
Yes, that's one of my favourites as well. So. Oh, I choose the stairs was yeah, it was used in Hell Revealed map 18 as well, which was called Heart Attack. I think. Fuck! I have to check up now. Well, that was like my second post at Doomworld. I was commenting on how I liked that.
That was your second post at Doomworld? What was your first post at Doomworld?
Commenting on how snow was really really cool. I can't remember.
Commenting on what was cool?
Snow.
Snow. Oh yes. How can I remember this? I have no idea. Commenting on how snow is really fun if you're a kid, but once you learn how to drive, then you become cantankerous. Yes, something like that.
Okay. It doesn't snow in Australia, just like it doesn't rain in Australia. Australia's on the bottom of the world, okay? So all the rain just falls off.
It just collects at the bottom of the globe, and so yeah,
but
Australia gets really wet. It gets wet feet. Tasmania is just like toe dipping.
Okay, you have the globe, and it's a circle, and the rain comes from the top, but because it's shaped like an orb, it can never reach the bottom, because when it hits the middle, it just falls straight down.
Isn't that something that somebody actually asked about on Yahoo Answers or something?
Yes.
Yes, actually, Map 18 Heart Attack, yeah. Uses I Choose the Stairs. Is that coincidence, or did Jimmy mention that?
That was the one I was referring to.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
That's what he was referring to, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Slow as me.
I always just remember that map kicking my ass as well, just because of the middle area with all the cyber demons and the revenants on the upper walkway and whatnot.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of hanging back and firing rockets in that map.
One of the most brutal moments of the map set, I think, actually. Brutal.
According to the Hell Revealed info pack, Hunted, Plutonia Experiment level 11, was frightening, definitely. But this level will make you fear even more. What is it comparing to Hunted? Where are those laughing archviles? Where are all those enemies teleporting? What are those metallic steps? I like text files that,
Yeah, and Alfonso went robot-y there for a second. It's really odd.
Peter Crouch.
So I've just got to do this. This dark base is occupied with so many enemies that you might encounter problems when trying to save the game in the first room. If that happens, just save after the first room. This sounded like a brilliant excerpt there from a Garth Marenghi kind of thing.
Yes.
I want Garth Marenghi's 300 books in one book.
The Oeuvre? Yes.
Yes. Made from genuine cat bone.
It is made from genuine cat bone. It's also the only book you'll ever need.
It is. It's wonderful.
If you buy any one of my books, buy this one, which is all of them. Mike stared in disbelief as his hands fell off.
Dude, I want to read every book that Garth Marenghi has written. Just they seem like such engaging reads.
Garth makes people who hate reading read. And, you know, they won't read anything but read Garth.
Hey! If I didn't read anything, I'd read books by a man who wrote a book about a mutated placenta attacking Bristol.
Well, yes.
The sand was stained with red because she was bleeding on it. Blood. And piss and shit. This was the worst day of her life. Oh, God.
Just amazing. I just... The quality that is Garth Marenghi's writing is outstanding.
What if rats could drive a bus? And what if they took over and ate Parliament?
Brilliant, yeah.
These are just such amazing questions that really need to
These
be
questions
asked.
need
That's right,
to be answered.
That's right. My books are all about what ifs.
The moonlight shone down on the place unhindered. The gnarled parapets jagged upwards like a bony hand of icy indifference. In the background, there was a pigeon. I just love that because he was actually doing okay until he mentioned that.
Yes.
Just the one genuinely evocative piece of descriptive writing he's written.
In the back, yes, it's wonderful all the way around. So this is a map, and it's still going on. See, that's one of the things I really liked about Plutonia is the maps didn't ever feel like they kind of outstayed their welcome, and I think a big...
You started off by saying that this map felt very Plutonia, but really I don't see it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking of something else, and then I was wrong, okay, Alfonso? I was wrong.
You let me down!
She started tearing up immediately as if she was an automated sprinkler and her timer was set for 10:30 AM.
Was that actually a line?
I don't know, Marcade's just posted it in the IRC.
I don't know, it sounds like something he would
That's right. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. I feel like I'm unfairly judging this map set because I just played Plutonia. I feel like I'm being a hellbent.
being a hellbent, yeah. I don't know, but it's not like... I mean, we've had this discussion before where we're saying, you know, should a project's success be based on how it succeeded in achieving its goals, or whether it's just a good map set in its own right. And I suppose in the case of Plutonia 2, it's just a good map set in its own right. You don't really need to judge it as a sequel as such. Whereas in the case of Doom the way it did, it's a little bit more heavy, I guess. But then it depends on the persons. I mean, some people just don't give a shit, you know, if it's it or not. If it plays well, it's fine, and that's great.
I think it's the mentality you go into playing it. Like Plutonia 2, when I first I've only played this once. I'm with you in that same bucket. When I first played it, you know, I hadn't really been thinking of Plutonia that much. I was like, oh, Plutonia 2, well, that's awesome, and you know, here it is. Yeah. But playing it right after Plutonia and going into it, you know, wanting another Plutonia.
Yes.
I think it fails on that level. But yeah, like, these are good maps. I'm not gonna say they're shit.
Well, we can always do the, you know, Plutonia the way the Casalis did.
I want to do that. I really do.
Although it would probably only succeed in making Plutonia look worse in hindsight. Since it's called Plutonia 2. It's not as though there's a Doom 2 too.
That's true.
At least not until Doom 4 comes out.
Yeah, but no, I really do want to do that. I'd also like to do Evolution the way TNT did. They're just, I don't know, especially because they were licensed and just, I think there are a lot of interesting style choices and stuff, especially in TNT, making map sets that it's gonna have to be, oh, it's too good, make it more shitty. It's gonna be kind of interesting.
Just the ability to say that is
Yeah.
yes. Am I gonna say that very often?
But it has to be shitty in the right way. Like, I don't know. A lot of people dismiss TNT right off the bat without ever, looking at where it fails. And I think it's you can get a lot of important lessons from TNT on, where good concepts fail because of poor execution. But not just like they can, but why do they?
I don't know. I think TNT is probably too far from from my personal standards. I suppose that I probably couldn't bear to make a map in the style that it has, because there's just it feels like just mapping for the Doom 2 the way it did, and doing the kind of things that the other authors do. I don't work well, I guess, with other mapper styles, trying to imitate them.
We are on map 13. I don't know. I actually...
Still on map 13.
I don't know if I said this earlier. I was thinking about saying it, but I'd really like to see a mapper with no style.
Is that possible? Holy shit! Is that even possible?
I think it is possible. I think it is possible to,
Well, just a new mapper. Doesn't have a style.
No, I mean like a prolific mapper who really, like, you play one of their maps, you're like, wait, this is this person's map?
you mean a totally mercurial mapper, someone who's just able to switch at a whim and carries none of the baggage from his previous works.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe, yeah. I don't think anyone. Basically,
I suppose
what you're asking for is the Daniel Day-Lewis of mapping.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, exactly. Yes, I'd really like to see a Daniel Day-Lewis of mapping. That's a perfect way to put it.
I suppose what you're getting at is like if he made WoW.wad and then made an Eternal Doom 4 map, that kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Just a complete. I done fucked that up. Pain chance, save me now.
That reminds me of what a person with no accent would sound like. I'm like, raised by wolves, found a book, somehow was intelligent enough to teach himself the English language, then walked into London sounding like what? I don't know. What would he sound like?
That's a very good question.
So it's extremely confusing.
That'd be odd, yeah.
Does it feel like to yourselves that you have no accent and that everybody else does?
Yes, absolutely.
It used to for a time, but I changed countries often enough that I've begun to. I mean, to me, I sound extremely British, and that probably has an effect on my personality as well. To be honest, I'm encouraged to become a caricature of myself half the time, which isn't very good for my ego, I have to say.
No, but yeah, like to me, no accent is just an American accent.
Right, yeah, no, that's normal, that's fine, yeah. But before I moved out of Australia for the first time, Australian accent was just normal, standard issue, and now, whenever I hear an Australian talk, it's just extremely sharply Australian.
I think I am a caricature of myself, to be honest. I drink loads of tea, I complain about everything,
Yeah.
I don't tan.
Yes, yeah.
Just all the stereotypical British things you're basically finding me. Speaking in Cockney.
I found myself perusing the backwaters of YouTube, and for some reason, after looking at Carl Pilkington, wound up listening to Chaz and Dave, which which is a bit of Rockney for you. That's quintessential Britishness.
There's a blue.
I'm pretty sure there's a dark place, Chaz and Dave. No, it's a Dean Lemon joke somewhere.
There's a comedian called Mickey Flanagan who has an extremely strong Cockney accent. He kind of just talks like this all the time. It's like
I think I know what you're talking about.
really long, drawn out kind of vowel sounds. Just
least he wasn't fucking Jimmy Savile.
Oh god. Christ above. They accidentally showed a caricature of Jimmy Savile in an episode of The Tweenies recently, and he got loads of complaints.
Yeah, I imagine, yes. After the whole media blew everything out of proportion after his death.
Mm.
What?
Jimmy Savile was a presenter come oh, how should I put this delicately?
Man of strange tastes.
Yes.
Did he bone kids or something?
Well, this is. I was trying to find a euphemism. But those are certainly the criticisms. Yeah.
Oh, you pedophile? There you go.
He had. Well, that's a little bit too strong. He started to fend off allegations of that sort,
Okay.
albeit unsuccessfully, and mostly after his death. So he wasn't fending them off at all because he was underground. Yeah.
Okay.
The haircut didn't help, to be honest.
Did it just scream pedophile?
Yes.
He hid in plain sight, basically. Just dressed as one, acted like one, and nobody suspected a thing.
I'm reminded of a certain Bruiser sketch now when Martin Freeman throws up his hands after keeping silence in anxiety and then just going, "I'm not a paedophile!" in a playground of kids. Yes.
There's a comedian called Frank Skinner who talks about the most embarrassing thing that happened to him, and it was basically he was on a bus, and at the time he had quite a full beard, and just quite quite an intimidating one, I think. And he was sitting on the bus, and then this woman came onto the bus with 2 children, and they were kind of sort of very middle class children, or they went to kind of private school or whatever, and they got on the bus, and one of the kids comes up to him and he goes, "Excuse me, sir, do you have any gum?" And Frank's just sitting there going, I do have some, but I don't think I should. And the kid just goes, Mummy, this man says he'll give us some gum. Which, yeah.
Isn't private school and all that, don't they have different definitions in the UK?
I think that's reverse, public and private. Or it could just be a...
Public school's government-funded school in America, and private school's private. Like,
the difference in private and public in the UK is that if it's I can't remember which myself. One of them is basically headed up by an official board of like headmasters and yeah. Well, I'll just look at my old school because it's actually on Wiki. No, not that one.
So many arch rolls.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the private schools are the ones headed up by the. Oh, Tans was on the phone.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I forget.
okay, what was that, Alfonso?
Private schools are the one headed up by a separate board of elite headmasters, basically. So it's public and then some.
Okay.
Can you stop dying?
No, I can't. Because there's a fucking archvile up there being a dick.
A cock-juggling thunder cunt.
That's from a movie. I'm trying to remember what movie it's from.
Yes, yes.
Didn't Ryan Reynolds say that? I know it's one of my favorite movie insults, right up there with "sit your $5 ass down before I make change," which I think Wesley Snipes said.
Wow, did you, that was an astounding death.
It was.
I forget which movie it was from, but I like My grandmother ate a box of candy every day of her life. She lived to be 102, and when she'd been dead 3 days, she looked better than you do now.
Wow, I fucked up getting into that exit.
It's just astounding.
Oh, look, it's Genesis.
Yay! Charon Eclipse. I like parts of this map, maybe it's just the music. I'll have to see again. I like the name.
Charon
Is
Eclipse.
it Charon?
Charon is...
Charon.
It's the moon of Pluto, isn't it?
Hmm.
Is that where
So
Plutonia
yeah,
2
that's a
takes
pretty
place
big
on?
eclipse, let's be honest.
Pluto?
Well, for Charon's like basically the same size as Pluto, yeah. I love the naming conventions for planets now that we're sort of, and dwarf planets and satellites, we're sort of running out of ideas. We're getting deeper into more obscure mythologies. I mean, Make, which is a dwarf planet, like beyond the Trans-Neptunian belt. It's like some Hawaiian god or something like that. It's just excellent. Yes, we've gone from. Do we have any Norse god moons or something?
Whatever, we need a giant-ass planet to name Odin.
We need one called Loki, definitely.
Yes. With Hydra, Nyx, Horme, Make, Eris. I mean, is Eris even a god, or is that just some guy down at the local convenience store? I don't know.
Ares or
Eris is a Greek god, I think. The god of chaos, possibly.
Because there's Ares, the god of war, but Eris, I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah, the goddess of discord.
Yeah, I don't know much mythology. Or much religion at all, for that matter.
Wonder how many people study theology who aren't religious. Because I mean, I would have actually considered it myself.
I have a friend.
I'm really into religion. I study it quite a lot.
I have a friend who's an atheist, but he goes to church every week.
Oh well, that's not entirely unusual. Do that quite often. No, it's the communal sort of thing, and it was sort of my relationship with religion when I was at school, just sort of peculiar. Because up until I moved to England and went to a Catholic boarding school like that, basically my job was to integrate into whatever new circle of friends I found or something. So England was like the 5th country I came to, and so it was just I perceived the whole mass setup going to church there as just another way of integrating. I didn't actually consider anything about religion at all until I actually left, essentially. So, you know, some people get up for communion. I would as well, because everyone else was doing it, and I thought it would be a better way to integrate. Didn't even consider the prospects at the time. If I saw some of my other friends sitting down, I thought, oh, that's going to be bothered to get up. I didn't think of that, atheism or anything like that as a concept. Then, only after I left, then I was like, oh, that's interesting. Different things for different people.
Right.
Different strokes for different folks.
Also, you know, communion, free meal, free bread.
What is communion? Is that the wine and wafer thing?
Wine and wafer. Yes. Yes, excellent. Wine and wafer. No, wine and wafer with the with the inverted comma. Yes. Touch the wound of Christ.
And
That's
did you just call an apostrophe an inverted comma?
Why not?
Okay. But,
just go wild, Tarnsman.
yes. No, I don't know. Like a couple of times I've seen it. It's like a little circular, like wafer.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Touch the wound of Christ. Did you not do that gag in the Bill Bailey stand-up?
Oh, I don't know. Might have done. There's a saint called Saint Thomas Aquinas,
Yeah.
who is only a saint because apparently he had some pilchards or something on his deathbed, and said, "Oh, those are the best herrings I've ever tasted." And they interpreted that as the miracle that he performed, that the pilchards turned into herrings in his mouth.
Yes, that doesn't surprise me. Of course, Thomas Aquinas being the same individual who's reported to have flown around the nave of, I can't remember which cathedral it was, after he left his work to be reviewed by God, after he placed it down on the pedestal in the middle of the altar in the chapel. I mean, this is first grade theology right here.
This is.
I love the phrase. I love the phrase "reviewed by God."
Yeah, yeah. He placed it down on the altar to be reviewed, and then went outside and flew around the nave of the chapel.
I just, yeah,
No. There were eyewitnesses to this event.
I just love the idea of, hey God, can you check my work?
Yeah. Can we get God as a new stuff reviewer?
Dude,
Yes.
I'd read God's new stuff reviews.
What would you do if he gave DTST a positive review?
I expect God's trolling. I mean, my theory is that
I'd expect nothing less.
my theory is that God created the universe and then he proceeded to do nothing but troll in it. Hey, these Jewish guys are getting too comfortable. You, boom, you exist now. Hey, by the way, tell everybody you're my son and go down there and start your own religion to change things up. Have fun. Just that kind of shit.
Don't tell the Chinese though. Don't piss them off.
I like that this is the second cyber.
Yes, that's very Plutonian. It's not like fucking Interception.
This is a very Genesis area right here.
This whole map
Yes.
is very Genesis.
I tell you what, with this sky and assuming you did the right texture selection, it's a bit difficult not to feel Plutonia. This particular jump. In fact, E2 of Plutonia is probably my favorite segment.
It's a tie between E2 and E3. I think once you get past E1, everything's just tits.
Oh, God. I shit you not, as Garthring would say.
That, though, is a common phrase and not a Merengueism.
No, but I mean, said in that particular accent,
Oh, yes.
it feels almost trademarked.
Yeah, it does. That's true.
All shit fit together. Also, will shit you up, which I'm pretty sure is a little bit.
Well, I didn't hear about will shit you up. That's pretty great. Sure, and I hate this map. Map 15.
Really?
Yeah, if I remember.
Really. I love the name. Also, I like the theming for it. To be honest, I like its woodliness. Its woodliness.
No, it's just very large and just to me. I don't know. It feels like a poor man's Speed.
Tarnsman, you have a way with words.
It is just very.
Also, that's very E for him too. That intro.
It is.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. I think if we're gonna talk woodliness, Speed does it a million times better.
I don't know. I guess I like this map. It's one of those Plutonia themes that I felt lacking up to this point. Like we needed a sudden shift to something else.
I can see that, but I don't know. I still don't like the map. It just feels again like not even like a Plutonia ripoff where they just remake a map of Speed, but just like it just.
I think maybe I'm confusing this map with map 15 of Plutonia Revisited, though. It's possible.
Map 15 of
Which is
Plutonia
also-
Revisited is Helix by Zazer.
Oh shit! No, I'm not then. I'm not. There's another wood map that's similar to this in Plutonia Revisited. You got soul raped.
I did.
Is this the map? This secret exit via Archfall jumping, isn't it?
Which I'm not
Sure.
gonna take. Like the first.
So
one,
last map today.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip the secret maps. I have no desire to play them. Again, I feel in Plutonia secret maps that are just, you know, a secret map that's just harder than the... I really don't like secret maps that the only thing special about them is that they're just harder than the other maps.
I don't know, I wouldn't consider that to be the case.
With Plutonia?
Yeah, Cyberden's is extremely concept heavy, obviously.
Alright, I'll give you that. I just don't like it, I guess.
And there isn't anything else. Well, I guess the concept that slaughter maps didn't exist, really. When Plutonia was made, it was just more monsters. Pump up the difficulty. Yeah. Although no, that's gimmicky in that it's blatantly not just taking ideas from a Doom 2 map, but is a Doom 2 map that's been remade.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, I'll give you...
So
this is
Tarnsman, you've just given me both of the maps that you just...
When I say that, I mean, maps that imitate that. Like, when Plutonia did it, that's because it was 1996 and it was Plutonia. Nowadays, I don't think there's that same leeway.
Sure.
But no, Cyberden has a lot more than just the concept, because it has a ton of other monsters with the Cyber Demons in them.
Yeah, but it's all towards building a switch to hit, and then to hit the switch, the custom-made sort of, switch in order to do so the whole thing rolls into concept.
This is very E4M6.
Yes.
I don't like they put numbers or not numbers, arrows on the ground. Just
yes. Kind of retarded.
The pain elemental should not do splash damage, guys. Also, I don't like that there's a Cyber Demon on this map immediately after the last map.
No.
And it's used in a lot worse way than speed.
But what about Doom the way it did? Doom 2 the way it did. We have map 25, then map 26.
Oh yeah. Acceptable break. We're gonna be hypocrites.
I mean, it could end up shifting the slots around anyway, so also.
I'm pretty sure this map was made in about an hour. Just I don't know whether Green Herring remembers exactly what went on, but I think it was relatively a late addition to the set.
Spadger, I'm pretty sure one of the only good things about Brutal Doom is that the Pain Elemental does in fact damage when it explodes. Yeah.
I don't think we can say one of the only good things, because I think we've discovered enough things we don't hate about Brutal Doom. Simply from playing it, you know, the rolling, the rocket launcher giving. There's stuff in there that I'll admit.
No. I will stand by what I just said and say that it's one of the only good things. I think everything else is pretty rubbish, to be perfectly honest. The rolling was plainly not intended to be comical. It was intended to be a genuine rolling move, and it's just hilariously awful.
But that I would consider, if something's hilariously awful, I'd consider that a plus in its favor. Because whether it's intended or not, it does make the experience more enjoyable.
I think everything that, well, not everything clearly, but many of the things that you regard as positive, that both of us regard as positive, are only positive because of either a mistake, or otherwise it just highlights something that should have been made better in Brutal Doom. Like you say, the rocket launcher use is extremely fun, and that's true. But then the Super Shotgun should be doing the same shit the whole time. So I don't know, it just ties in with something awful. I think there's also another Cyber Demon coming up.
Is there? Oh, that's gonna make me upset. Oh, why do you do this to me, Kira? Kira's the guy who puts the exclamation mark in place of the I, right? I'm thinking of the right person, right?
Well, I've always said that Curve 4. That's how I've always said that thing.
Just like how I continue to say Doom Hero 85.
Instead of
Rainbow Bacon.
Rainbow Bacon.
No, he can fuck off with that name.
I'm changing my name.
You're not fooling anyone. You're not fooling anyone. We know who you are.
I'm changing my name to super spastic chicken fillet.
Well, you know what? If that happens, I'll call you that. You'll no longer be called Tarnsman.
Super spastic chicken fillet.
Super spastic chicken fillet is a fucking amazing name.
Oh my god.
Kev, I'm trying to drink something here, Tarnsman.
Also, I really dislike that archway usage back then.
Yes, I agree.
Because it's just catered too specifically to the task of resurrection.
I was discussing that with Essel earlier about in Doom 2's archvile usage, and
How it doesn't suck?
yeah, well, how he's talking about, you know, well, he can't move that archvile in
Map 20.
Yeah, Leap of Faith, because then it won't have time to resurrect, and I was pointing out how archviles really aren't ever given time to resurrect in Doom 2, or half the time they're not even given anything to resurrect. You're always given a chance really to stop an archvile before it resurrects anything.
I think one of my favourite things about the archvile is that its pain chance is just enough for you to, you know, for you to force it into its pain state with a single super shotgun blast. But that only happens about a third of the time.
I think it's 55% chance, yeah. It's roulette.
Alright, so that was where the
First half.
Yep, Predorium by Gusta comes up next. Let me check something. Let me make sure this is the map I'm thinking. Yeah, this map right here really reminds me of Tombstone. I guess it's just the texturing. Mount Doom. I really like the track for this map too, Mount Doom.
Yes, of course. That's Night Run.
Night Run by Jimmy. It's a great track.
By
Stew Boy.
Oh, by Stu Boy. Oh, yeah.
I love a lot of his tracks in this and Speed of Doom as well.
And by Speedy Doom.
And particularly Map 25's. I think it's called like Deep Forest or something. That's one of my favorite tracks by him.
Oh yeah.
Also the track that Jimmy used of his in Map 16 Crestfallen for Genesis.
Ah, yes. That's a great
It's
one.
a cliff. It's like the building. Okay, that's all she wrote for today, I think.
Yes, it is, and we'll pick up tomorrow. All right, or we'll have a Tango TV featurette tomorrow.
Oh, actually, TGH invited me to contribute to his stream, so I think I'll just do that too.
Are you guys going to stream the Tango TV thing as well?
I could do.
Yeah, we could do. All right.
I could do. Yeah, does see why not? Just to set it aside more from the interview segment thing.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.